a whopping 2 spells a day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like you're a normal person facing extraordinary circumstances. Most people don't survive that.
Yeah.
That's what makes it special.
Alright, so I suppose I'm going to turn the stream on here, and then we'll do a recap, and then... Yeah. Alright.
Okay.
3, 2, 1... Boom. Okay, we're online. So, who... Does anybody want to do the recap? No? No volunteers?
No. We fucked up some harpies.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the gist of it. So, after going on essentially a side job to help out the guards of Kermont, and mostly because you guys were bored, you went to the mountain village of Norwich, a small village nestled kind of almost in a ravine at the base of a mountain. And after some quick investigating, found out that harpies were terrorizing the town. You guys had your own run-in with them, to which Felix and Alan were charmed by the harpy, and it took quite a great deal of effort to wrestle them away. And then after that, the next day, you sought out after them, and after finding a couple of clues, led you to their cave. You had a large run-in with them. The whole flock, I believe there was like four or five, something like that. And just saw a bunch of like refuse and like old shiny baubles and like, you know, essentially bedding materials. They had like ripped it all up, and they probably had been picking off travelers and various village people and whoever they could get their hands on. So after dispatching them, everyone in the village thanked you profusely. You ended up saving Fosco, who was one of the people that went missing, who narrowly kind of escaped by hiding under one of the larger refuse piles and staying there for days. And he was very happy to be home and have some food in his belly, to which he passed out. And after again being thanked by the town and giving, you know, essentially a huge satchel of coin, you were sent back to Kermont. And that's kind of where we left off, with you spending essentially the rest of the day going to Kermont. So, I did tell you how much you had, right?
Yeah, I haven't noted down.
Yeah, I have a notepad also of what I picked up off the ground.
Okay. 10.
Actually, while we have the time for that, I'm going to add all that up so that we can divide this up properly.
Yeah, and you said we needed to get to a bank or something in Kermont to exchange everything, so we're not carrying around like 900 copper or something.
Right. Essentially, yeah. A bank, a moneylender. I mean, given Mr. Augusto's wealth, you could probably talk to him or Gerald or whatever. Essentially, anybody that has coin that could just swap out. I mean, even that much copper and silver, like, would be a well-off person, but it's enough that split amongst you, you all have like a decent coin purse. It's manageable. But again, like you said, it'd probably be easier to turn in most, if not all of it, to gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I just added up what the town loot that you told all of us was and what the loot that I picked up, and totaled up we have 18 gold pieces, 547 silver pieces, and 1,501 copper pieces, plus some rings, necklaces, and some gems.
Sweet. So we're on our way back to Kermont. Is that a
Yeah,
leaving in the morning, day's journey?
yeah. So by the time you get there, um, you're probably looking at probably in the ballpark of late afternoon, or probably like 2:30 or 3 o'clock, because you did leave fairly early. Um, yeah. So you approach. The sun is again it started to crest over, but again it's still plenty of daylight at this point. And you approach the larger wooden gate. At this point, it's closed, and you see there's a couple of guardsmen watching it. So as you approach the gate, one of them kind of like, "Hey, oh!" and motions over to his buddy, at which they give a hand signal, and the door creaks open just like ever so slightly, just enough for a few people to get through.
I wave up at him.
He waves back.
Yep.
You see, he's just kind of like a scrawny, shorter looking fellow, human. He's got just like a scraggly beard, like patchy in places, and just like, huh. It's got kind of like one of those like really elongated triangle noses, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So as you step in, they close the door behind you, and you notice again what you noticed the first time you were here, but being on foot, it's a little different. You get a little more scenery, and there's nothing to distract you, like the Mr. Augusto and Mr. Durrell, that scene. But as you're looking around, you see most of this place is kind of, I don't want to say completely in shambles, but a lot of it looks like a slum. It looks kind of like a shanty town. There are a couple of nicer buildings in here, and you see a couple of there's like some market stalls selling various kind of fruits and vegetables, almost like a farmer's market kind of a deal. But most of the place is kind of like run down. So as you walk through, you notice there's a fair amount of people here. A lot of the people look dirty and disheveled, especially like looking down the alleyway. You see a lot of like people just kind of sitting on their steps and smoking a pipe, or just like hanging out like they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you go kind of down this main strip, it's not very long to get to the large stone gates. You see it's guarded, probably 2 or 3 guards on each side of the gate. It's fairly large, and it's closed at this point.
Yes, we approach looking. There are guards nearby. Just, I guess, go up to one of them.
Hey, what can I do for you?
Yeah, we just finished going down to Norwich for I have written down Ascot Beale. Is that the like head of the guard, or is that a different name that I wrote down?
Ascot. That's Ascot Beck.
Beck, yes.
Yeah, Ascot Beck.
Poor him.
He was actually like the person that you could potentially get bows from in Norwich when you were
I see.
originally.
Guard captain.
Yeah,
Guard captain is Captain Durrell.
Captain Durrell.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just came back from Norwich on a trip from Captain Burrell. He sent us down to look into some disappearances, some harpies.
Okay. One moment. And you see he like scuttles over, and he kind of like on the door, like around the hinge. He's like, "Hey, open up!" And you see the door kind of creaks open, just like a little bit. Again, like the wooden door, it only opens probably about 3 to 5 feet, just enough to kind of squeeze a couple people through. waits a few seconds and it closes behind you. You see the guard that you talked to just kind of like waves.
Just awkwardly kind of wave back as we pass through.
Should we go speak with Darrell to let him know about Fosco and Edgar?
Yes, let's head over to where his office was. Hopefully we can make our way there without asking for help.
Yeah, so you guys know where you're going at this point. You've kind of been in and out a few times. So as the door closes behind you, the light fades. Takes your eyes just a second to adjust from being like the light outside to kind of the warm glow brazier light that's on the inside of this mountainous city. So you take a step over to the barracks, and a couple people like eye you, like, oh, what are these people doing here? And do you walk right in?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of take the lead, just walk straight up, and as long as no one challenges me, I'm just gonna keep walking straight to his office and knock on the door.
Okay, you guys go down a couple of hallways. It's not very far, but you see a couple of the guards tail you because they're like, what are these people doing? And then, like, as you go to Mr. Jarrell's office, they just stand there and wait for a second. Hey, who is it?
It is us that you sent to deal with the harpies just 2 days ago. Alan, Branagor, Felix, and Cleese.
And as you're saying that, kind of like halfway through, he just opens up the door and kind of like almost interrupts you, like, ah, here you are. Okay. And as he welcomes you in, you see the other guards are like looking like curiously, and then they just kind of turn and walk away. Aye, so how did it go?
Well, I'm glad to inform you that we have dealt with the harpy problem. However, unfortunately, one of the two missing men was found deceased. The other, though, Mr. Fosco Hayville, we were able to safely return him to his home.
You found him.
Indeed, he'd been living on his own underneath a pile of scraps for several days at that point. But we did find him, got him his clothing that we grabbed from his house, and were able to bring him home without too much fuss.
Well, call me impressed. So, would you like another job?
Well, what else is there right now? Anything new since we've left?
Oh, all the same.
Right, that would be the missing half orc then, right? Is the only other problem?
Aye. There's some more civil cases, but I'd rather my guard do that.
Timeline-wise, how far away are we from the 2-week meeting time at Fort Vignon?
Okay, so I did write it down here. Hold on just a second. Maybe if I can read my own notes here. But you guys had 10 days before you headed out. I know that. And it's only been 2 days, so you guys have 8 days left.
8 days, and it's going to take us, 3 days to get there?
Yes.
Given anything...
The 10 days was, like, you leaving.
Okay, 10 days until we have to leave.
Yes. So 8 days until you have to leave.
And that's if everything goes well on the road. Okay.
Correct.
Well, we still have quite some time before we have to leave. If the others are interested, we could at least look into the half-orc's disappearance. His name, Ingram, right? Thar Ingram?
Yeah.
Hey, let me go through my papers.
We could also...
Yes.
I don't discount going to Fort Vignon, and we could look for some work there, too, if nothing strikes our fancy.
That is true. It may be good to head there, maybe yeah, get some work done up there, meet some of the people there a bit early if they're available. All
At
right.
least like to get there, plan for at least a day or two in case we get caught up on the way there.
Very true. Brandigor, do you have any preference about whether we stay here and do some work or head up to Fort Vignon?
I'm okay with either. I don't know how their investigation here is with Thar. He's been missing for 8 days, I think.
10 at this point, I believe.
Oh, I guess, yeah. But I wouldn't mind going up to Fort Vignon and seeing what's up there. Um, Especially if we took two of the missing persons off their hands. Hopefully, they can divert more resources to finding Thar.
That's a good point. Mr. Durrell, do you think you will be able to handle this case with a bit off your plate now?
Oh, we can handle it.
All right, well, personally, I wouldn't want to take all the guards' work away from them, so I'd be happy to head up to Fort Vignon after speaking with Mr. Augusto or one of his employees.
I think we can also might have a couple chores to do while we're still here before we leave.
Oh, there's a
Do what you wish.
Oh no.
Thank you, though.
Oh damn it, not hitting it, but let me check.
It's been a pleasure to help.
Oh.
Hey,
Welcome,
Test,
Ashley.
test.
yeah, we can hear you. We could hear you before. We were just
Okay,
in the
let me
middle of a
reload my
conversation.
settings here.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Perhaps.
I think that's the case.
Alright.
Let's just take a sec for him so that he can give his input.
How about now?
How about
we
now?
can hear
Yeah,
you.
we could hear you before.
Ah, gosh damn it. Right,
Oh.
let me reload the Discord fully here. I'll be back.
Yeah, I was just about to suggest that.
Alright. So. Alright. Here we go. See if Dwarven City is a little more fitting. Do you want to wait for him? Or do you want to keep going?
I'm fine
We
with
could just.
waiting for a bit.
I mean, we could just go exchange the money.
Okay.
We could split that
So-
evenly.
As you you begin to leave, Mr. Durrell's like, "Hey, do what you wish." Oh, hey, hey.
It's a pleasure.
And he reaches out a coin purse from underneath the desk and he gives you all 1 gold piece. Should be more than enough for 1 day's work, or 2 days, I should say. Thank you.
We got plenty of reward while we were down there, so it's been a pleasure working with the guard.
Okay then. And he scoops it back.
Oh, I meant to like take it and then say thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Scoops it back out. Puts 1 in front of each of you,
Thank you.
begrudgingly.
And with that,
Hey,
I'll just
If you
give
need
him a
any other
short-
work, you come back.
We'll do.
Will do.
Give him a short bow and just go ahead and turn around and head out.
Alright, and as you leave, you can see him. He's like taking that giant stack of papers that he had fanned out. He took them back out to look, because you said you were interested. He scoops them back up, puts them in his desk. You can see he locks it. Alright, and nobody gives you any trouble on your way out. They saw you walk in and talk to Mr. Durrell, so the city is yours. as you walk down the winding, large S-shaped path down into almost like this rock gully, um, the belly of this kind of mountain, the city. Um, you have the rest of the day to do what you will.
Can you hear us now, Ed?
Hmm.
Huh. The
So,
computer outputs.
yeah, nothing's muted or something.
He wasn't deafened in Discord, so Ed and his bitches.
Something wrong with your audio mixer or something? Oh wait, no, he still can't hear us. Why do I keep
He still
talking to
can't
him?
hear us. Now, though it looks like he's not coming through either, or he's not trying to talk.
We heard him before.
We did, but then he restarted everything.
I feel like this music is really dramatic.
Need to pump that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason Discord's been really funky with the just randomly changing the input and outputs.
Yeah, I get that often,
Right.
and it's only my headset. And I rarely reboot my computer. I don't change my headset. I have one headset, and sometimes it just changes it.
Yeah.
Alright, so in the meantime, so what was everybody trying to do? If it's something that we can role play, we'll do that. If it's something that we roll, we'll do that.
Let's go change out our coin first,
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
so we
good.
can split everything evenly.
Okay, that's fair enough. So you head over to Mr. Augusto's residence. It's like this large, square, like stone building. It goes on. It seems like it goes on forever. And you approach the front of it, which is mostly where you've been, into the familiar front, welcoming like foyer region with a large hearth and some like couches by the hearth. And as you step in, you see to the left there's the kind of bar area. It's not like breakfast time anymore, but you see some people just sitting there and taking a little, R&R.
Cool.
So
I was gonna look around for Gerald.
yeah, so it doesn't take you that long. You ask a couple of people, and they point you in his general direction. Um, they point you upstairs, not in his chambers, but he has like farther down the establishment. He has his own office. So as you step in, you see this. It's a pretty large office. He's got like a nice, I say big, but big for him, mahogany desk, and he just has like all stacks of papers. He has like just all sorts of stuff, um, and he's just like signing away and reading things. And uh, hello.
Yeah. Hi. Um, so we went south to do a job. Killed some harpies that were harassing a village, and we got a decent amount of money from doing that. We were wondering if we could exchange some of it, so we didn't have to walk around with so much copper and silver. Exchange some of it for gold.
Of course, of course. Give me one moment here. And you see he takes just a second and he like scribbles down something else on what he was writing on, finishes his sentence, and then puts his quill back. Okay, what have we got? And he steps around the front of the desk area, and you can see he just has like very nice clothes on. It's got like a very nice coat. It's gilded, kind of in the same fashion as Mr. Augusto. A lot finer clothes than you've seen him in previous to coming here from Shen. Seems he's had some time to settle in and actually get into his groove.
All right, well, I'll pull out the bag that I had all the money at least that I found on the cave floor. Just bring that. I'll just pick through it, grab the couple of gold pieces that were in there out, and just hand over the rest of it to him.
My word, you did get a haul, didn't you?
Yes, and Felix, you have the other bag, I believe.
Other
I don't know if
bag?
I don't know if I had it, but whatever. We
Yeah,
take out the bag that we got from the villagers.
Right. Bandits, the lot of you. And he just like, with his little measly arms, he tries and he pulls them over to like a giant safe area that's in the corner of the room. Just like, and he starts counting out the coin. All right, help me out here.
Okay, I can help out.
I'll help out as well.
Helping counting stuff out.
He just
Hooray!
starts,
And I'll beat them up. Who's there?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Woo!
Oh,
Excellent.
We're counting money. Yay!
Yeah.
Doing
Just before
banking.
now, pretty much we went up to the guard, got one gold piece each for our work, and we're planning on doing some errands today, then heading up to Fort Vignan.
A whole gold piece for fighting harpies?
Oh, right.
Well, we're
Okay.
splitting up the rest of the hall now.
Oh, there you go. That works.
All right.
But yeah.
So
And,
he
I
starts
did add
stacking
it
it
up,
up.
by the way.
He starts stacking it up into piles, like counting them out. And it takes you guys a little while to sift through all the coin and count it out. A little bit less time considering there's so many hands. All right, here, let's see what you have. And so just because you told me, but I didn't write it down. So what was the total?
The total when it's been converted to gold is 87 gold pieces, 7 silver pieces, and 1 copper.
Okay. Let's see here. We have 87 gold pieces. What did you say? 7 silver?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 silver.
7 silver and 1 copper. And you see he takes like 1 off the latest stack and he hands it over to you. And then you see he just like scoops the rest into the vault. Very good. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
I think we were planning on heading up to Fort Vignan. Let's say tomorrow morning. Does that sound right? I look to the
believe
rest of
so.
the group.
Yeah, that should work with me.
Or I'm easy.
So if we can arrange that transport for tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow. I'll do my best here. Let me talk to Mr. Augusto. I suppose if you're staying in Fort Vignan, we don't have to rearrange the date. And he starts to kind of mumble to himself a little bit. And he's like, he takes out his journal and he's flipping through a few pages. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Of course. And he gives you like a very low bow.
I guess we head out.
I beat up a harpy. Damn it! You better battle.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah, we can go ahead and head out then, at this point.
Alrighty. So he's gonna try and procure your stuff for tomorrow. You guys are divvying up the money?
Yeah, I recommend we just head somewhere we can sit down and divide this up.
Yeah, sit downstairs, grab a bite in the that like dining area.
And I wanted to do it in the bar frequented by the Thieves Guild out in the middle table. Be fun.
Unfortunately, I think with most of us like the money with us. So
Yeah, money's overrated.
Even
I
so,
have God on my side and my hammer. That's all I need.
All right, so you guys are sitting downstairs and taking a few minutes to divide the money. Grab a small bite.
Yeah, it works.
Let's see.
Okay. So
Just gonna.
you do so. So you guys can divide it however you want. If you're dividing it evenly, it'd be, let's see, divided by 4. So
It's
10,
21.7.
no.
yeah. So it'd be 11 gold pieces each, right? No, sorry, 22.
So it's
Roughly.
87.
20.
20.
It'd be 22 with one person missing out,
Divided by
or
4.
21 with one person getting like 3 extra.
21 and say 9 silver or 22.
I say we each get 20 and give the rest to a local food banky churchy type place.
I was going to recommend that we each get 21, and we would just give Cleese the remaining 3 since he was handing out a bit of money.
Works for
That
me.
sounds good.
Does that work with you, Cleese? You can do whatever
works
you
with me.
please with the extra.
Yeah, I'll find someone to give it to.
Okay, well,
So
21 for most of us and 24 for you, Cleese. And would you like the silver and the copper as well?
Well, sure, I'll take the silver and copper, and
Okay.
I'll just,
And-
after my next drink, just walk down the street and hand out like the silver and copper to random needy people that I see.
Okay, then 24 gold to you and 21 gold to the rest of us.
So what you did see, by the way, Ed, is the place outside here, the wooden inn area, that mostly disheveled, in poverty, for the most part. It's kind of like parts of it are more of a shanty town. Just so you know. So if you're
Alrighty.
looking to like be generous, you see a lot of the people here for the most part are a little more well off.
Alrighty, I'll
Inside
take a walk
the
through
walls.
town later.
Yeah.
Well, so I suppose we can split off to our own tasks at this point. Branagor, we already worked on training a horse this morning, I believe, before we left.
Yeah, when we were still in Norwich, I think.
Yeah, so we won't need to do that today. So, I have no errands actually. I do actually have something. I need to go speak to Gerald again a little bit later, see if he has that last bit of what I requested ready. Rest of you have anything to do?
I'd like to talk to Burgle Baron, because well, I guess maybe I just want to ask Felix. Do you need more money for that? I can't remember what you wanted to get a spell component for, but you needed like a spell component to cast a spell.
Yes, on retrospect, I think it can wait a little bit.
Okay.
Perhaps after we're dealt with the Knoll quest up north or something in Fort Vignon. But either way, I would like to give Burgell a visit.
Okay, I'll go with you if you're going there.
Yeah.
I like that dude.
Yeah, we do have all the I think a bunch of bits, feathers, and talons from the harpies that he might be interested in buying. So might be get a little bit extra there.
Okay.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything? Just so we can see like who's doing what.
Cleese, are you doing anything other than going off and being a philanthropist for today?
No, that's pretty much it for me there. Once I get rid of that extra little bit there, go the poor section there, I'll back and enjoy the rest of the night at the bar.
Well, if there's nothing else we're doing together, I'm going to go and bother Gerald once more today. Should have asked him when I was with me.
All right. So, first, Felix and Branagor. Okay, so you come up to little, um, the little structure that you've come to a few times before, several times before. Has a cyclops eye on it. Says the little cyclops. You see the sign is switched to open.
So I guess we head in. Take a look around for Mr. Burgle.
Yeah, you see like a ding 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 as you come in, and yes, hello.
Hello. Burgle?
Um, Virgil.
Virgil.
Who
Sorry,
who
my
are
memory's a bit.
you? Ah, well, if it isn't the young Felix and the big man
Yes.
Branagor.
Hey,
How's the old herbalist kit treating you?
oh, just fine. I really haven't had much time to delve into it, but I'm definitely going to. We're about to head north in a little bit, and I'm going to keep an eye out for uh, whatever happens to be on the road.
Ah, well, what what can I do for you?
Well, I was thinking, you mentioned, that when we do go after the Knowles, that we should bring back, bits and pieces that might be, useful, claws, etc. And we
Yes.
did recently take a trip down south to help with a harpy problem. So I thought you might want the same thing. So I did get, I kind of shuffle around looking for stuff in my pocket and get a bag of like the harpy talons and the feathers. I did get a bunch of feathers and talons from the harpies. And I was wondering if you'd would like to purchase them or buy them off us.
Ah, okay. Well, let's see here. And he gestures like his hand outwards to see them.
Yeah. I put them like on the counter or whatever.
Okay. So you see he just carefully like uncorks the vials that you've put the feathers in and pours some of the stuff out. He goes through it and he's like making a stack, like one side good feathers, one side bad feathers. He makes, maybe a half a dozen or so, and then pushes the rest of the feathers to the side. You see he goes through the talons and he's just very looking through them. Okay, well, I'll take some. Um, I suppose I could throw you a few silvers, maybe a couple of gold pieces. Or we could trade potentially if there's anything you're looking for.
Um, so I have been away from the university for a little while, and I'm starting to run a bit short on reading material. I was wondering if maybe I could get you to part with some of the one or a few of the books you have around here.
Oh, well, there aren't too many that come across here, but well, there aren't many of our kind around here. So, one moment, please. And you see he kind of steps out to the back.
Yeah.
He comes out with like a larger book. Um, it's somewhat dusty, but not terribly, and he kind of like dusts it off. You can see that it was the book that he was reading the other day, the Arcane Wind, and he pushes it kind of towards you. I just got done with this one. It's a pretty good read. Pretty good read. It's about. Do you know of the astral plane? Have you learned of that yet at university?
I've heard mention of it. Nothing specifically studying it though.
It is riveting. It is all about the random arcane winds and bursts from the astral plane, and really all about various details, and it's really quite a good read. Um, I would highly recommend it.
The
Uh,
the astral plane, is that anything like the Feywild? I've heard of the Feywild.
The astral plane is a bit more. I don't want to say more. Um, well, let's say it's different. It's another plane, like the Feywild, but it is quite a bit different.
That sounds interesting.
yes, I think I would like that then. Straight trade then?
Sure, but this is also with the premise that you're going to bring me back some null pieces.
Yes, definitely. We
And
can
he
definitely
kinda-
arrange that.
He looks at you just very sternly for a second and then cracks a bit of a smile. Okay. Take good care of her. And he kind of like gives her a pat as he's handing it to you.
Thank you. And I just keep it like under my arm for now as I kind of
Okay.
push the stuff on the counter towards him.
Very good. And what about you, Mr. uh, Brannig, Brannis, Brennor,
But big man.
Brennet, uh, big man. What can I get for you?
I just came along for the ride. I really not looking much. I still owe you for the book. I mean, the alchemy book.
Ah,
So
just bring me some components if you come back this way, and we'll call it even.
all right, will do.
Yes. Thank you again. I really do appreciate this. As I kind of hold the book. And I guess we head out.
Okay. Toodaloo. And you see he steps out
Take
back
care.
in. Alright. And then as you do that, Alan. So you make your way over to the Augusto residence. Again, you've already seen him in his office, so you know that Gerald's in his office. Doesn't take you long to get there.
Go up to the door, give a light knock. Is it already open or is it closed?
It's open. He has an open door policy.
Okay, then I'll just give a light knock as I kind of step halfway in and just call out, sorry for bothering you again today, so soon.
You can see he picks his head up and like lifts. He has like these huge Coke bottle kind of spectacles on. He lifts them up, puts them to the side. Why yes, Alan. What can I do? What do you need this time?
Apologies again, just inquiring whether you had those, what's it called, tabards ready and the small banners?
Ah, yes. Um, well, they're not at our facility. I haven't sent anyone to go pick them up yet. So, well, you know the drill. Do you still have the sigil I gave you?
Indeed, still have it.
Great. Take that over to the tailor, and hold on a second. And he writes down on a piece of paper. He draws like a crude map of how to get to it. All right, go over here.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
Alright, with that I'll just go ahead on head on out after giving him a short bow.
Good day.
Then I'll just make my way over to the place on the map.
Okay. So, yeah, you stroll up to it, and, yeah, you approach the front counter, and after a moment of exchange, you can see like it's this really kind of I'm trying to think of the word for it, but for lack of a better term, plump woman. She's got like this like thick curly brown hair, and when you show her the sigil, she's like, "Oh, okay, Horus." And she has a deep voice all of a sudden, and you see like this large, just like lumbering dude come out from back. What? Hey, get this, Mr. Augusto. And you see the large man. Oh yeah, yeah. And he runs out back and has like just these very neatly folded, exactly what you ordered, like nice, stacked up. It's got like tabard and kind of flag banners and whatnot.
Perfect. Thank you very much. These are greatly appreciated. It's been a good amount of time since I've been able to see this.
Well, I'm glad you like it. Do tell Mr. Augusto to come back anytime.
Of course, I'll be sure to inform him or one of his employees of such.
Very good. Have a nice day.
You too. I'll just go ahead and head on out after collecting my stuff.
Alrighty.
Yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day, well, evening probably at this point since we had to travel to get back here, just in my room pretty much.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'm reading that book.
Okay.
Reading that
I'm
book and
telling
making
him how
notes
the
in
book ends.
my spell book.
I'm telling him how the book ends. The butler did it, but he was a ghost.
About the astral plane.
That's where ghosts live. Must be, because you can see through them.
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
turn
seen
back to the
ghosts.
book.
All right. So your evening goes pretty uneventfully. And you see the next morning, Gerald comes and gets with you before too terribly long. Yes. I have arranged for the transport today, um, at exactly noon. Is that okay with you?
It's perfectly
Early in the
fine with me.
morning.
Yeah, works for me.
Very good. I'm running a bit late here today, so I must take off. Is there any last-minute preparations?
Operation H. I'll bring her.
Nothing I
We'll
can
bash
think
her.
of.
I'm sorry, I don't know how you prepare in H, but okay.
That's for hell raising.
Aha, haha. Well, um, toodaloo, and he just starts going down the hall.
All right. So, what time of day is it? Is it almost noon, or are we still on the night before?
You guys have gone to bed, woken up. Your track lately has been you wake up a little bit later in the morning, so you guys probably have like a few hours to kill, maybe just to prepare, get everything ready, eat a good meal, stuff like that.
All right. Have a good drink.
All of which again is all free from Mr. Augusto.
I even eaten better meal.
There's a very extravagant breakfast bar downstairs, all you can eat.
I'll stop downstairs, have a meal.
Yep, same.
Branagor, do you want to spend a few minutes, like half an hour or so, training the horse now, or would you rather wait till we're camping?
Right now sounds good.
Okay.
I still have.
After the meal, then?
Sure.
All right, that works with me.
I would
Alrighty.
like to, if we're gonna uh, train the horse, I would like to do something while we train it.
Of course, won't be too much that you need to do, just a little bit of interjection here and there. So anything else you need to do at the time, feel free.
All right.
So yeah, other than that, before we do that, yeah, just gonna head on down, have breakfast with all you.
Yeah, same here.
All
What
right.
took you so long? Try the eggs. They're awesome. And the meat isn't even horse. Damn it.
Mm.
This is a fine spread.
Hi. Thank you. And as you're saying that to all them, you see that there's like a decently beautiful dwarvish, um, essentially cook. She's like a one-man McDonald's, one-woman McDonald's. She's just like taking everybody's orders. She has like this giant, like open-faced range, and she's just going to town. It's like a giant griddle.
Oh, lassie, are you married? Back
No,
here.
but I could be.
Definitely coming back. I tip her 5 gold because it's
She gives you a little curtsy as you put it in her cup.
too bad I'm not married to have someone steal it all for me.
She gives you a wink. Yeah, maybe there's something we can do about that.
Ah, if only I'd known 2 days ago. Yeah, when I get back. All right, lads. Get your belly aching and start eating. Ain't gonna be here any sooner, you know.
We dig in. Have a good breakfast.
All right. So you have a delicious breakfast, and you gather everything you need for your journey. You pack up everything. You obviously don your armor and get everything good to go. Um, and you see one of the guards that came with you from the caravan. You actually remember, or maybe not. You see a kind of like a taller, lanky. He's got like some leather armors on. Hey, I'm supposed to be helping you guys get over to Fort Vignan, escorting you.
Yeah. Is it about time to go?
Yeah, whenever you're ready. It's
Hey,
me and one more, and we're supposed to see you on your way.
go jump on the wagon.
Sounds good. You guys ready?
Yes, I'm ready, and I'll go ahead and mount my horse since I'm gonna bring it along with us.
Okay. You can see this is they have kind of like riding horses, or like they're not really like running horses. This is more of like a mountainy path that they start bringing you through. But they kind of take you. There's an exit to one side inside the mountain of Cremont, and it kind of comes up and around, and you can see there's like another stone gate, and it comes up and around this hilled area where these hills kind of meet the base of this mountain range as they start bringing you up. So I can't remember if Ed was here or not for me to explain it, but essentially I roll a d6, or I have somebody roll a d6 every hex to see if an encounter
Yeah.
happens.
Yep,
Okay,
we
an
did last time.
encounter could be a fight, it could be like you guys got lost, it could be whatever. So, alright, and you guys can move that. So if you want to move it, 1 hex. You guys should be able to move at this pace probably about 3 or 4 per
Right,
day.
so someone wants to roll the d6. I think I did last time we did that.
I just want to go down the line of if I did it last time, then radio.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Well, I just rolled one.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. It's only on a 6, right? 6.
Yeah, it's only on
Okay.
6.
Okay, then I'll get the next one.
Boom. Okay.
I think I rolled the last one. Did it too.
I'll die horribly of smallpox. Next.
Okay. So you guys come across, you see like a, kind of like a tinker's cart. Just like slow going. He has like a mule, and he just waves you on, and he kind of flags you down. Any of you guys need some wares? Got all sorts of shinies, all sorts of, you need food, long journey, I got tools, I got, you look handy with a bow, you need a bow, you need some arrows, you need, what do you need?
Do you have anything of note amongst your wares?
Haha, everything's of note, good friend. And he's kind of like, hey, and he gets his mules to stop. And you see the guards are kind of like looking at you guys like, what are you guys doing? And
So he's
but they stop, and he like starts opening up, like before you guys can really say anything else. He just like whoop whoop, like really quick. He like opens up the side hatch of his carriage and throws it up, and you see hanging, dangling. There's like an assortment of all sorts of stuff. You see like backpacks. You see like there's little water skins. There's all sorts of like survival gear, and then you see just like a whole smattering of random bullshit in there. Like he said, you see like a quiver and arrows. You see like little pots and pans. Like there's a bunch of stuff in there. Anything you're looking for today?
Do you have some sort of a whistle, perhaps?
Whistle. Okay. And you can see he opens. There's like a little side hatch door. He goes in and he starts digging around, and he actually pulls up like a crate that has like all sorts of just like little various things in it. He's like digging around, and he pulls out a whistle. Looks a little bit rusty, and then he kind of like scrubs it a little bit with some sort of like I don't know, scrubby pad or something that he has underneath, it looks like, and he pulls it out, and you can see there's a little bit of remnant of rust on it, but it's not terrible. And it's just the whistle. It doesn't have like a rawhide strap or anything like that on it.
You got a piece of string or leather that you're willing to hand me to throw on that?
I got that. Do you want a chain? I think I got a chain.
It won't be necessary. Just a strip of leather would do.
Okay. And you see he goes out towards the back, and he has like various animal skins and stuff like that, and he goes down to a bucket, and he's like slapping around. There's like a bunch of various sized leather scraps. He pulls out like a smaller one, and just like, this'll do. And he takes like a trim like down the whole length of the thing, and kind of like brings it around, ties a knot for you. Here you go, friend.
Okay. What are you asking for?
2 silver.
Seems steep price. Maybe 1 silver instead?
Make a persuasion check. Hold on. You know, there's not a whole lot of people with whistles in these parts.
Does it work?
Very well. You can have your 2 silver. I'll hand him a silver and 10 coppers for it.
Okay, very good. He greedily
Sti-
like opens his hands and he puts it in his pockets. Now, what about your friends? I'm sure they need something.
Anything magical in nature? I understand
All
those
my
things are
wares
hard
are
to come
magical,
by.
friend. All my wares are magical.
I step back and start ritual casting detect magic.
Sure, as a ritual, takes you like 10
Yeah.
minutes, so he can.
Yeah, it takes me like
he's
10
digging
minutes.
around and he's doing all that other stuff. Yeah, you detect magic. He's got no magic in his place.
I thought as much. That's it for me.
I'd like a
Actually,
set of
wait.
full plate armor, but yeah, I don't think you have that.
Did we get rid of those
Price I can
rings
afford.
we got from
Ooh, I do
the
still
Harper
have.
place?
Speaking of that, I'm just gonna.
Can I
Oh.
have one of those? Can I take one of those?
Sure, of course. I'll just hand it one of them to him. We can divide
Yeah.
these up a bit more later. If anyone.
Yeah, I just had an idea to make something a little easier.
Nexus as well, if you want any.
Does he give us interim discount? Probably not.
So
Let's see. Do you mind if I do what's it called? A investigation, just see if there's anything that looks of like significantly higher value than the other items that he has?
Sure, go ahead. It's hard to tell because he has so much stuff in there that it's almost like things are layered one on top of the other. That it's really hard unless it's laid out to even really see it. He just like goes out into like bins and he has like stuff hanging from every surface.
Well,
I already checked. There's nothing magic or anything special in that way. Just letting you guys know.
let's see. Well, I don't see anything particular note. Branagor and Cleese, or anything that you want from him?
No, I'm good.
no, I'm just I'm watching. Is this guy just like super shady? Not
Wait,
shady,
well,
but like
It's a tinker.
is he just some raggedy looking dude?
yeah, well he's kind of got like that, like kind of like that faux professionalism, like he's
Oh,
dirty,
I know
but
exactly
he's
what you're
dirty,
talking
but he's
about.
kind of like sleazy, like he's trying to be suave. He has like all of
Wants
this
to sell you a
shit.
used car.
Yeah, pretty much. That kind of folk.
You want to test that whistle before we leave?
Yeah, I'll give it a quick whistle, see if it's something loud enough. I intend to use it for just a bit of help training the horse, see if I can use it as a command type of deal.
You see like his mule in the front, like they a little bit, and he's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Apologies. Actually, one more thing. You have a pole, actually, a couple feet long, maybe 6, 7 feet long.
Ha! You know it, brother. And he goes out in the back and he like slides it, like it's not inside of his cart, it's like on the other side of it, hanging, and he brings out a pole. It looks exactly like it was meant to be a flagpole. It just like the flag is gone. It has like the little like spear point tip, the decorative. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The whole 9 yards. It just doesn't have a flag on it.
It's a pennant holder.
This looks like
There you
it'll suit my needs. How much ask for this?
This one's gonna cost you 2 gold pieces.
Or a stick.
Ooh, gold. That is rather a price. Can I make another persuasion check on him?
Yeah, and as you do it, well, look at this detail here, and you do see that it's fairly like decent. It's not in bad shape, and it's nice and shiny on the top, but it's like a normal kind of, flagpole.
Okay.
Her mother's shiny on top too, but I don't charge 2 gold for her. And it's a stick. It's probably not worth more than like 5 coppers.
Ah, fine. 5 silvers.
Yeah, well, I'll hand him over a gold piece and just ask for some change.
Yeah, he goes through his stuff and he gives you 5 silvers back.
All right. Well, that should actually be all I need then. If the rest of you don't need anything.
Very good.
I take a swig and lay back down in the wagon. It's just averted.
All right. Have a good day, sir. Pleasure doing business.
You too. And as you go away, you can see him packing up all of his belongings, and he goes back down towards the direction of Kermont.
Yeah.
You guys are free to go again.
As we're traveling, I want to try to set my my chromatic orb diamond into that ring.
Set it into it.
Like, is it just a normal ring? Like, is it just normal like silver ring or something?
Yeah, it's just a normal silver ring.
So I'm going to transmute it into wood and carve like a little setting into it.
Okay. All right. So that's doable. Takes you a little bit of time, but
Yeah.
I suppose like if you can transmute it back from wood
It,
to metal, and metal to wood.
I can only transmute it into wood temporarily.
Temporarily. Okay.
So I can turn it into wood like for like 10 minutes. Well, actually, it's like an hour at a time.
So I would say, considering what you're doing, that's fine. Like you could borrow somebody's dagger, or if you have a dagger or something like that, you could
I
just.
think I
do
got
that.
a knife or something.
You could just carve it out.
Yeah, I actually
and
do
then
have a
put
dagger.
the wood over as if it was holding the gem, and then when it turns it back to metal. So yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of magical artifacts and whatnot, do you want to take a quick look over the loot? I just realized we never distributed this or anything over these rings, these necklaces. Just make sure there's nothing of note amongst them.
Did I get ping when I was using tech magic earlier?
Oh, sure.
It's like a 30-meter thing, I think.
No, you didn't.
Or yeah. So 30 feet. So it would have been in range. No, I didn't. I would have picked up on it when I was checking out his stuff earlier. I got
see.
nothing, no pings.
All right. Well, if any of the rest of you want a ring or some necklace or something, or any of these gems you need for anything, if not, we can just sell them off at some point.
I'll quickly look over and make sure they're nothing good enough gem-wise on the rings for magic use.
Yeah, I have like these. You said I had about 2 handfuls is when I picked it up, so
Yeah.
don't know if you
And
marked
there was-
anything of being of note.
So, and how many gems did I say you had? Was that was like a pile, right? Like had
Yeah,
gems.
you said that it was 2 handfuls of gems, 6-ish rings, and some necklaces, is what you told me.
Okay, cool. So, the gems, you have like 2 handfuls. That's probably like 10 or 12. Yeah, hold on. So, yeah, you have. Yeah, you gave 1 ring to Felix. So you have 3 other rings, and then you have 2 necklaces, and then you have just a various, like, if you want, you could have put them in a pouch or something like that. You just have like a sack of various gems. None of them that you kind of went through them real quick. None of them are diamonds. They're like lower quality gems. But you see like some various like blue quartz and like hematite and just like various like you know,
Little low end stuff.
yeah, low end stuff that you might use for like small like bartering or whatever, or maybe inset into like a lower quality uh, ring or something.
Or minor illusion it to look better when we sell it.
Well, we can just deal with this later once we get to Fort Vignan.
Right.
So, yeah, by the way,
clip,
someone roll
clip.
the d6. I already moved us one more hex.
All right.
See if
When
it's,
did they roll a 4? Didn't they?
No,
Brandon's turn?
that was the persuasion check.
All right. So 10
There.
4. So you guys are probably at this point, yeah, you guys can probably move one more. Would probably like max you out for the day.
So yeah, this is our fourth move that we just made. Ed just rolled for our third spot, so we'd have to roll one more if we're going to this spot right here.
Yep.
Okay, Branagor then. Go ahead. Right. And you said this was maxed out, right? These 4?
Yeah.
Time to camp for the night.
Okay, so you guys set up camp for the night, and you, uh, yeah, the guard would go with you because it's nighttime. So the guard let you know that they're going to head back. That they were just supposed to follow you along the mountain path, and then they were going to break off. So
They're gonna stay with us tonight and move out in the
Yeah.
morning, are they? And we go the rest by ourselves? Okay.
correct.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys break out your rations. Mr. Augusto, Gerald, whoever, packed you some provisions to get you through a few days up to Fort Vignan. And yeah, you are in kind of like coming out of the hilly area. You're not quite in a plains, you're kind of like in a slightly hilled, not super dense forest. Like there's just, you know, there's pretty much forest in most places. It's just where the forest markers are is like dense forest.
So it's more like smattering of trees here and there kind of deal.
Yeah.
Place to hide while we're in camp.
Well,
All right.
I'll pretty much. I'll just gotta find a tree, tie up my horse, start laying stuff out, bedroll.
Okay. Are you gonna take the time to train your horse today?
I thought me and Branagor did that in the morning.
Oh, I couldn't remember. I thought you didn't have time.
Yeah.
But
Oh
no,
right,
that's fine.
Branagor said he had something he wanted to do. I thought during that, was it like something like significant, or is it just like an RP thing?
I was just gonna do little RP.
Okay.
All right.
We can work on the horse anyway. It doesn't hurt to do it twice a day. Reinforce it.
So
You didn't roll for doing the horse training stuff.
Yeah, we
right
decided
now
that
it doesn't have to do rolls.
I said we didn't need
What?
to because you're a druid.
Oh, for this like event or whatever.
Yeah, for this.
No, yeah,
actual-
what this happened is like it would have been 2 weeks, but since Branagor's helping out, it's shortened down to 7 days. But once we get to a more advanced thing that I'm teaching the horse, then it'll start requiring rolls. But this is like a really basic thing. It's just teaching the horse to calm down. If it's like in combat, I can tell it to calm down.
All right, guys.
And it's like the smell of blood.
So you guys settle down for the night, and the night, I'll just say ahead of time, the night goes uneventfully. You guys have been making a good pace. Haven't really run into much besides the tinker. And with that, I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take it early tonight.
Okay.
All right, I'll catch you guys back here in like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Everyone drink.
You think we'll hit 4 tonight?
Maybe.
Nah,
Don't
my
know.
guess is no.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if
If we
we
was running
got,
combat to combat, maybe, but
like, maybe if we got a combat on this last spot in between here and Fort Vignan,
Yeah, it'd be
maybe.
nice to
But
be 4 before
probably
we
not.
hit those knolls.
That's true.
we still have like a couple days once we hit Fort Vignon to go do stuff.
That's true.
Find
Yeah.
something.
I think what's it called? I'll have my horse trained enough to actually do combat for them.
Yeah, that's going to be a big help.
I mean,
Yeah,
at this
I'm gonna
point, here,
be-
you might not be able to make it like attack and stuff, but at
Oh,
least
no.
by this point, it won't run away.
Yeah, because
As long
what's
as you
called?
can
I've
fight
got like
on the horse and get all your stuff.
Right?
yeah, I think what's called? I'm 4 out of 7 days on teaching it calm, which I think should be probably enough to get it to not freak out, maybe at least as much, and then it's just like there's only like 2 other things I can really teach it because it's like it's a dumb horse. It's not like a real like because what's called the rules we're using is actually more
What
for
did you
like
call me?
taming wild animals. So like stuff that's like way smarter and stuff generally.
We called you Mr. Ed Wilbur. Come in the room.
Alright, we back.
Ooh.
We decided to attack the nearest outlying village just so we can reach level 4 before we hit.
Well, that would be Fort Vignan.
We'll surround it.
One person each side.
Good luck.
Wait a minute. There's only 3 of us. Is someone playing 2 characters or?
What do you mean?
Oh, 6 squares. That wasn't even thinking of hexes.
No, I see like 4 people on there plus the DM, and I never hear like a 4th voice.
Brandicor, do you never hear Halfin?
Is
Yeah,
it?
I don't know. Yeah.
And yeah, speak up for a second. Maybe you're mixing up 2 voices.
Are you talking about me, Alivim, or Brandygore, whoever
Yeah.
you want to call me?
That's the cleric or the druid?
Yeah, he's the druid. I'm the cavalier.
And I'm the wizard.
Okay. All right, there we go. So I guess 2 of you sound the same to me. I don't know.
Maybe me and Alex.
Yeah, you guys sort of sound
Yeah.
the same tone of calm tone. Welcome to the morning while I enjoy my Folgers coffee on this. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, there you go. I just thought it was one person playing 2 characters with just a slightly different speech cycle there.
No.
What happened to the girl?
She had to bail, I think, because her parents just like she couldn't accommodate the schedule.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Probably for the
unfortunately.
best. The giggling was starting to get annoying.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we roll into town, I guess.
I think we got one more square.
Yeah,
left.
another couple squares roll.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to do during the long rest.
Okay.
I just like during my watch or in the morning, anytime really. I just wanted to see if I could do an herbalism check or something to get see if I could find some herbs.
Okay. 10-4.
I've been reading the PDF thing, and it basically to find the herbs, like it really goes into detail about alchemy and identifying herbs, but to just go find the herbs, it just says it's just like a roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier and proficiency bonus.
Hope they go in the
Yes,
area.
so it's proficiency bonus if you're proficient with herbalism kits, which I would say like you're just starting out, you're not really. So I would just do d20 plus your wisdom modifier or intellect, whichever's higher.
Okay.
You see that stuff that you think is healing stuff there? That's poison hemlock. You don't want to use that.
So
Yeah, it's like a
yeah, unfortunately. So you're looking and you're kind of going through your book at the same time, and it's almost like a crash course. Like you're learning, like being a druid, you know a lot of these plants, a lot of the foliage, but you don't really know what to use or how to use it. So you're kind of like trying to flip through this book and be like, oh, this is what that's called, and you don't really see anything to harvest per se, but it's mostly spent just familiarizing yourself with the book.
Okay.
But you know, you spend a few hours and you learn some stuff, but you didn't really find anything to use.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you guys can move one hex up. You guys don't have to roll for the farmland, because that's like safer territory. You see, just like it's mostly vast, you know, fields and farmland and whatever, and then you just see like some houses every so often. Like it's certainly not a village or a city area, but you can see it's somewhat populated.
Alrighty. Look, civilization.
So by about noontime or so, sorry, I'm still sick, so I was trying to cough it out on the break.
It's all good.
But anyway, so you approach Fort Vignan, and I did put a picture of it, a little map. It's in places. Let's see here. I believe I can show it to you.
This is Fort Vignan.
Oh, are you using that
Marked.
new tool? I remember. I think I saw something like this on Reddit.
I don't think I need to say. I don't think I need to show it to you because you can all see it.
Yeah,
So,
I have
Yeah,
it
I
up.
see. Let's go. How did you make this, by the way?
Yeah, it's cool.
so it's a really cool program. It's actually like a website. I can send you guys the link after.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw this on Reddit a week or two ago. I was just in the, I forget which subreddit it was. It was one of like the DM subreddits for Dungeons and Dragons, like DM Academy or something like that.
Yeah, it's like wadaboo.itch.io. It's something like that. It has a weird name.
Weird.
It's pretty cool. Anyway, I'll link it. I'll link it to you afterwards. Just remind me. So as you approach Fort Vignan, you can see these the farmland give way, and you can see like normal kind of like city walls, probably a good 15 or so feet high, like thicker walls, and you can see it's a little bit more bustling than Kermont. You see a lot of people in and out. You see some hovels uh, around the outer perimeter. Has like a larger gate with like a portcullis on the road you're coming up. You're coming up the bottom road right now. If you're looking up the map.
Mhm.
But you can see it's all stonework. The wall is anyway, and then most of the you see the little hovels and whatever is mostly just like wood, kind of hut area as you approach. And just to keep in mind, so from your meeting place, meeting time, I should say, I believe it was. I'm just trying to think of the logistics here.
About
Thank you.
8 days.
7 days, I believe. So you have 1 week because it took you a day to get here. About like a day.
And where? So is the meeting place like out here in these woods?
So the
Or
meeting
is it
place.
like?
The meeting place was right here.
Okay.
That you're gonna meet up with the scouting team from Fort Vignan, from Mr. Augusto's partner. And the like what happened, you were supposed to be escorted until you left the mountain path, in which case the guards were going to come back.
Yeah, okay. So we should leave like a day to get there. Yeah, so we got about a week to kill.
Cool. Let's go find people to do and stuff to kill.
Yeah, let's check out check on the town.
And
Sure, we
did
can
Mr. Augusto arrange board for us, or are we gonna have to go find room and board for us, or are we gonna have to go find that ourselves? Can't seem to recall at the moment.
He didn't specify, um, so you're probably under the assumption that he hasn't gotten you room and board at this point. The plan
So because
was,
we weren't supposed to be here till next week, so
yeah, the
Gotcha,
original,
yeah.
Gerald kind of like moved it up and he moved the guard schedule around to because you wanted to go to Fort Vignan ahead of time and just be there. The original plan was for you to just be provisioned and go right to like where the scout team was. So,
all right.
which is fine. Do what you do. So yeah, you guys approach the gates of Fort Vignan. Again, it seems to be more of a hustle bustle. You can see from like behind the portcullis, a lot of movement, carts and people and things going every which way. And as you approach, the portcullis is up. It's not down right now. A couple of the guards nod at you. They don't really give you any. I don't want to say time of day, but it doesn't seem out of the ordinary for there to be travelers here.
Alrighty. Anything you guys want to do, or you just want to hit the ask the guards about any like odd where we'd find odd jobs and stuff? Or
I was just gonna stop by the central market over there real quick, pawn off these at least most of these trinkets and whatnot that I got from the cave, and then we can divide up that money a little bit if it's anything significant.
Yeah, we should make sure we set up a place to stay. Too. Find a nice tavern.
I'm sure selling these off will only take a few seconds, and then we can ask someone in the market where they would recommend.
Might not be a bad idea to take a glance around the market anyway.
alrighty.
I'll go ahead and keep riding off towards the market.
All right.
Sounds good.
So-
Once we, oh wait, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as you kind of stroll into the city, again you see it's very very hustle bustle. There's just a much different air than there is in Kermont. You notice that, especially compared to Kermont, the population is much more diverse. You see quite a few dragonborn here, as well as all the other kind of like standard like player races. You do see orcs as well. Just so you guys know, it's not uncommon for orcs in my campaign, as they can kind of, from their god, they can breed with anybody. So they're less of like a monster and more of a race in this setting. Just so
Okay.
you know, so you're not like, orcs, kill them.
Okay.
But you see most of them are just hustle bustle. They're just like moving carts, and in the marketplace it seems to be very busy. Like there's just a bunch of stalls selling everything from like fish, various meats and vegetables and cheeses, and just like you name it, people are selling. Seems to be very much a trade city.
All right, and I'll take a look around and see if there's any stalls or whatnot in the market, I guess, that looks like they might have like small trinkets and whatnot that might want to buy these gems and rings.
Okay. So just give me an investigation check real quick.
Okay.
Mostly to see how long it takes you. So, you do end up finding it. It takes you a little bit to navigate because there's kind of like so much going on. In the plaza, in the marketplace is like the centerpiece of the town, and there's just a lot of traffic. So eventually, you come to a like medium-sized booth. It's probably like 5 feet long or so, and you see various wares. There's lots of like pieces of jewelry. Um, you see a couple of cut gemstones.
All right. Then I'll, ride up to near that stall, hop off my horse, just kind of keep it along with me, and just walk up to the stall and ask, "Do you buy as well as selling?"
Hi, I do. And you see it's a tiefling woman. She has kind of like trying to think what you call it, but fuck, never mind. Anyway, she's got like brownish, like purplish, weird mixed skin, and just like two very like neatly polished horns that go back. Aye, we do.
Well, I have a small amount of gems here, and I'll just take out the small little pouch wherever I've been keeping them, put it down, and a few rings and some necklaces. I put down the 3 rings and the 2 necklaces as well.
Okay.
Uh,
So
about how much would you? All right, go ahead.
so she starts counting out, and you see she's like separating the gems. She takes a minute. And again, these gems are all uncut, except for one. But even that, it's not like a diamond or anything like super high value. So she goes through it and separates it into piles. And okay, yes, for the gems, I will give you. I have to cut them. And, okay, I will give you 100 gold pieces for these.
Okay, I'll take that.
I perk up at that.
Yeah, you had like 2 handfuls of these gems. Like, even though
Alright,
they're
okay.
lower quality, you still had like a decent volume of them.
Yeah, like that's enough to fit like probably several dozen rings, I'd imagine.
Yeah, yeah, and again, they're big enough where you can assume she could cut them and put them in her stuff and whatnot. So,
Okay.
um, very good, very good. Um, give me a moment, and you see she takes out like a jeweler's lens, and she's looking at the rings and seeing like what they are. Most of let's see, how many were there? There was one of them Felix has, right? And then there's
Yeah. 3
Yeah.
others that I just handed him.
Yeah, okay. So she looks at them briefly, and I will give you 15 gold for these, I suppose.
Hmm. Suppose it's acceptable. And for the 2 necklaces, they're worth much?
One of them you see is more just like a gold chain, and she's kind of like she inspects it. It's a nice chain, not bad, not bad. Give you 25 gold pieces for this.
Just that, or the other necklace as well?
Just this one.
Just that
The,
one?
the other one is not much value.
I see. Well, would you be willing to bump that one up to 30 maybe?
27, I suppose.
27? Well, I'll take that. That's fair.
Very good. Is there anything else I can do? Would you like to browse yourself? Are you a dealer or?
No, just these are just some things that we picked up on our travels. And other than that, though, I'll do a quick like look around, see if there's anything
Yeah, I'm gonna
of
help. I'm
note.
looking around for anything of note as well.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and whichever one of you has higher investigation or perception, just do that. Whatever's the highest, and do it at advantage.
I got a 5 +5 investigation.
Yeah, I only have a
Yes,
+2 to my perception, so go ahead and make that.
Yeah.
Okay, so 18.
18.
Yeah, you can see that it's fairly high quality. All the wares here. Um, you can see that there's one ring in particular and one necklace in particular that both look to be like high end, um, just like very well done, very decorative, um, like polished to a T, and like the gem inlay is like on the necklace is just like a large violet opal, and it just has like a bunch of little inset like sapphire and amethyst pieces like around it. It looks really nice. Um, it doesn't it doesn't appear to be anything other than jewelry at first glance. It just seems like it's really nice.
Let's go. We have a few companions here magically inclined. Do you have anything of magic, or are you a mundane jewelry seller?
I have I don't know, one. I have one piece here as minor. We don't
See,
get.
what is it?
Hold on just a second, and you see she pulls out a lockbox. Hold on one second. Sorry. Anyway, so she pulls out a little lockbox and takes a key around her neck and opens it up. It's a very like ornate looking box, and again, she looks like she's fairly well dressed. She has like nice silk robes on, and she's obviously adorned herself with jewelry. I have this, and she pulls out a necklace. It's a nice like nicer silver chain, and it just has a the pendant is just like a nice bright sapphire. It appears just to be normal jewelry, but you asked obviously for magic.
I move forward and start like inspecting it. What does it do? What kind of enchantment is on this?
Well, it does two things, from what I am told. Um, oh, once this item is yours, you always know where it is. You magically always know where it is.
Yes.
And second is it makes you appear to be more charming.
It's an iPhone.
Hmm.
And just kind of turn to the others, just kind of huddle in a bit, and it's like, well, certainly will be useful if ever we need to negotiate with anyone. Could also be used as a tracker based on how it's described. Find out
Yes,
what
it's
it's
interesting.
priced.
Yes.
Uh,
What would you charge for a piece like this?
Oh, for a piece like this, uh, I would probably say I 1,000 gold pieces for this. It is a very fine piece.
hmm.
I took a
Well,
look over it. Is there any indication it is or is not what is advertised?
Um, do you want to take a few minutes to like detect magic to make sure it's actually magical? You could do that.
Yeah, I can. I can.
Also, what's it called? Can I make like a an insight check? Just make sure she's being honest in saying that price.
Yeah, yeah. So you go ahead and make a an insight check. and then if you're gonna take the 10 minutes, you can let her know that, like, you said you're magically inclined.
Yes. As we were talking earlier, do have some talent myself. Let me take a couple minutes and just inspect, or I actually don't need to be fully present with the item, but I just need a couple minutes to verify everything.
Okay, understood. You want to know before you buy. I understand. And Alan, she seems to be genuine. I mean, it the air here is it's like a very free trade kind of city. It doesn't seem to be like a slummy like everybody here seems to be not like upper class per se, but very well off, especially like the merchants here. So
Okay.
there's no indication that she's lying.
Okay. Just doing due diligence with that then. Other than that, I mean, I'm just gonna turn around to the other, just like, well, there's no way we're getting this. But no harm in just checking, letting her know whether this is real or not, seeing as she doesn't seem to be 100% sure herself. So, other than that,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let Felix finish up with his check.
Yeah, and
Yep.
as you scan it, it's definitely magical. Um, Again, you can't discern because it's not like an identify spell, but it's definitely magical.
Yeah, well, it's certainly magical. Do I get any other pings in a 30-foot radius?
In a 30-foot radius, no. Most of the other
And
stalls are like there's various like there's the jewelers, and then there's most of the other wares are like trade goods or like food items. Like you see some like furs and silks and fine things like that, and then you see um, like various vegetable and fruit stalls and stuff like you've seen in most other places. They're sectioned off a little bit, but in your vicinity, no.
Well, this seems a bit outside of our price range at the moment.
it
But
is indeed magical, though. I can't quite tell, but it certainly is magical.
Of
okay.
course, of course.
Well, do you mind if I ask you a few questions before we get on our way?
Sure, we have done good business, of course.
All right. Just two then. First off, is there any inn that you would recommend? We're going to be here in town for a few days.
Well, if you're looking to lie low, um, you can go to the Silver Stag. That is very nice. I've stayed there before. Um, eh, but I suppose it depends. There's quite a few. What are you looking for?
We don't need exactly the finest of accommodations, but above average maybe. Comfortable, at the least. But is the Silver Stag up to that? Just, we're not going to
Yes.
be here too long.
Yeah, like I said before, it is quiet, more low key,
I
but
see.
but
Well,
very still proper.
I see. Well, that'll be good for resting. If anyone in the party wants to go out carousing or anything, I'm sure they can wander about and find somewhere a bit more lively. But for staying, that should be fine. Where is it in the town?
Yes. So you're going to want to go um, down that street over there, and you take a left, go straight, and take a right about uh, maybe 100 yards in, and she just kind of like tells you like you go this way and that way and this way and that way, and I'll just show you on the see if I can describe it. So where you are is like in Market, kind of where the M is, like the top of the M to the left.
Okay.
So she's gonna want you to go down to where it says like Merchant Craftsman, hang a left. You're close to where it says gate, like inside the walls.
At the north position.
The north position, yeah. It's around there.
Okay.
My map is still showing the flag outside the city.
Oh, it's not a like a placemat. It's
Oh.
go into the stuff where like our character sheets are and scroll down to World of Zephtera and then Places. That's the very first one.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay. All right. That sounds like it'll do fine for housing. And the other question I had, some of my companions here may have another, but I see there's a castle over there. Who lives there? Is it a noble of some sort, I would presume?
Hi. It is the hold on. Let me confirm with my notes. It is the house of Clan Sinaran.
Cinnamon?
Yes.
Cinnabon.
Is that a Dragonborn clan or a?
Actually, it is more of a elvish clan.
Elvish? I see.
Let's see. I may have to go see if I can pay a visit to the local lords.
If you do so, be very, very wary. They are very busy and, well, not everyone can go in there.
I'm sure I'll be able to get inside at the very least. Speak to someone of the noble house.
She bows. I trust your better judgment.
Well, unless anyone else has some questions for the kind woman?
No, but we will keep that artifact in mind if we happen on some more money. We'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Well, if no one else has any questions, it's been a pleasure doing business with you, man.
You as well.
Have a good day.
Good day.
I'll start just walking away, hop up on my horse, and I guess we can start heading towards the... Yeah, I guess we can head toward the inn now. Split up the new earnings there and arrange for rooms.
Sounds appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything while that was going down, did everybody else just kind of like grouped with them, or did you guys want to do anything different? Branagor and Close.
I'm good there. Just gonna drink a few, eat some,
10-4.
wait for them to tell me if we have a job or not.
Okay.
I want to just look in the book, the alchemy book, and is it a book on alchemy and herbalism? Is it kind of like is it both subjects?
It's they're kind of like two different professions that are linked, if that makes sense. Like they intertwine and overlap a lot, but anyway, to answer your question more directly, it's mostly on herbalism and it touches on some alchemy. It's kind of like, here are some plants and here's like the main use for it, or here's like a use for it, but it doesn't give you any
Okay.
formulae for alchemy itself.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I want to like flip through the book and I want to make sure I have proper supplies to like store anything I get. If I get something out in the wild, like I don't know. I doubt I should just shove it in my bag and expect it to be okay. Like I just want to make sure that I have like materials that would keep whatever I get intact.
You might be able to straight up buy some of that herb stuff here. This market.
Well, my plan is to like use it sort of like a source of income. So I don't want to buy herbs. I want to like try to
Gather them.
yeah.
Sell them off or make. I guess maybe make potions for the group, or.
Oh, and you can
that works.
research to see how much it would cost to buy the herbs to make the potions versus how much to just buy the potions. saving
I
15
may-
to 20 gold a pop. You can buy them for now, and when we come across them, we'll pick them for you.
Uh, yeah, I just wanted to try to make sure that if I did find any herbs out in the wild, that I know how to take care of them.
Right. So, depending on what you're trying to do, like if you need to keep them alive, I think that's a different thing. You might either need to use like druidic magic or have like, pots and like transplant them, which may be difficult, um, depending obviously on the herb. But generally, I'm just gonna say you pretty much know this, kind of like a common knowledge, and you're also a druid, that generally you want to keep the herbs dry and hang them up. That's generally like how you do it. Like some people sometimes they like use the oven to dry them or heat whatever. Um, there's like uh, tray drying where you put like a simple frame that has a screen fastener to the bottom. You put them in a single layer across the bottom and place them in a warm, well ventilated area out in the sun, something like that. Um, there's just various ways, but it's mostly like drying them and in some cases freezing them. But in general, storing herbs is usually like you don't cut them up until you need to use them. You keep them in their whole form and you hang them and let them dry or dry them through another method is usually the way to go.
Okay.
But again, people
Uh,
use herbs for cooking, they use them for medicinal, they use them for a lot of things. It's very common in this world. I think you would probably just know that.
okay, cool. That's what I want to know.
You got it. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
proceeding to the inn.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys, it doesn't take long, especially with the direction you've been given. Um, you find your way to the Silver Stag, and again, it's a two-story establishment. It's not particularly huge, but it's not like tiny either. And when you step in, you get just like hit with just a very faint like floral smell. Um, it's just very pleasant in here. There's not too many guests in here. There's probably like half dozen just in this general, like a couple at the bar and a couple at various tables. Um, but it's very low key. Again, very quiet. There's a small performer, kind of like doing just a little light ditty.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna walk straight up to the counter pretty much and just see if I can flag someone down that I can talk to about getting room.
All right, no problem. So you see a female dragonborn, blue, and she's kind of helping somebody else. And you wait just a second, and then she comes over to you. How may I help you?
Me and my three companions here are looking for room for a few days, room and board. About what are your rates here?
Well, how many of you did you say? Do you all want your own rooms, or?
Well, let's turn around. So I'm fine with sharing room if you all want to reduce on costs a little bit.
Yeah, if we could go to the room, I think that'd be fun.
All right,
Yeah, I'll split.
Good.
two-door room then.
That is good. We only had 3 rooms. Okay. Well, I would say dinner included, or no?
Yes, I think we'll be not eating out of here too much, so yes, dinner included.
Okay. Then that will be 1 gold per room per day.
Okay.
Wow, cheap.
All right.
Take that extra room just to keep our shoes in.
Well, do you want us to pay ahead of time or on a day-by-day basis then?
If you would like to reserve your rooms, it would probably be better for to do it now,
Okay.
or at
How long
least
are we going to be staying here again? Sorry, I'm just like turning around real
I
quick.
believe we have 7 days.
Yeah.
All right. Then 7 days it'll be, and I'll just out of our conjoined like loot that we just got from selling off, I'll just pull out the 14 gold and put that forward.
very good, very good. Thank you for your patronage. And she takes it and puts it in like she has one of those like trying to think like aprons that has a little pouch in the front. She just stuffs it in there. Do you need any help lugging your bags?
I don't believe so. Do you have out back or off to the side somewhere I can tie my horse up? I have it tied up right out front right now.
I do not have a stable, but I have a place, and if it is okay in the alley.
Let's see. Will there be is there an overhang out there at all? Or is it open air?
The overhang of the buildings together is not bad. Possibly a little.
Oh. Well, I'll look around for a stable before tonight. If not, then I'll just keep him out there. But thank you.
Of course.
Okay. Well, if that's it, where are our rooms? Are they upstairs or around back somewhere?
Upstairs. I will show you. And she takes you upstairs, and you can see it's just a very like homey, nice, quiet place. She brings you upstairs to your rooms, and here and here. And you open them up, and they're like a medium-sized room. They have probably the equivalent of like a queen-size bed. It's very kind of like there's a lot of space in here, but it's also very like minimalist. There's not a whole lot of furniture, various stuff crowding up the way. It's mostly just like a bed, a small night table, and that's about it. Maybe like a bureau or a small like rack to hold some stuff.
Okay. Well, why don't we all gather into one of the rooms right now so we can divide up the money real quick before we head off on our own individual tasks for today? Just settle into town. Is that agreeable with all of you?
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, what's it called? It's actually convenient that the rooms cost that much. I just did the math. It's easier now. Everyone gets a flat 32.
Doubling it up.
All right. Oh, and since the Dragonborn woman brought us up, I'll just say thank you. Just give her a short bow on my head as we head in.
She does the same. Of course, you let me know if you need anything.
We will. Thank you. So, now that we have the money divided, does anyone have anything that we should be doing together, or are we making our own separate tasks now for today?
We might want to take a look and find out what work will be available. If there's something we can do.
Okay.
Find a
Well, we
job
can check.
board or ask the guard.
Yeah, we can do that. Ask the guard. Perhaps we could go speak with the nobles, the nobles of Clan Cineran, see if they have any notable tasks going on that they may need some help with. Perhaps save that until after the scouting mission as well, though. We can see about it.
It wouldn't hurt to improve our reputation a little bit before going
How
to
much
the nobles.
party gold do we have?
Party goal. I think we've divided up everything individually. I don't think we have anything that's like currently shared amongst us, do we?
So what did we get each out of those gems and the necklace stuff?
32.
Okay.
And then previously we split up
21.
with,
21, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
21. Yeah. I think you didn't we give him 2 extra though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just banded
Yeah.
the extra 2 there.
But he was like,
on
don't-
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right, so yeah, 21 for, and then 32 just now.
Okay, because I gotta save up for some little better armor. Alrighty. Cool, let's find a job for tomorrow. With a couple of days there.
I may
Maybe we can con somebody else into
whether-
paying us to scout out for the gnolls too. Get double paid. That's always fun.
what's it called? Whether you all join me or not, I may in the next day or two go just introduce myself to the nobles of Clan Cinnamon.
Okay.
I'm Connor McSinnerin of the Clan McSinnerin.
But for right now, I intend to go find a stable. Branagor, if you wish to join me, we can get the training out of the way before you have anything else to do today.
Okay.
But he
Excellent.
does that just like a noble too, doesn't he? Asks with a commanding tone. Asking tone.
Circle. Well, the either of you two have any suggestions that something we need to do all together?
No, I don't think so.
Please. What were you saying, Branagor?
I don't really have anything to do. I've never been here before, so I'm just kind of trying to get familiar with this place.
We can look around while we try and hunt down a stable then. See if there's anything interesting. Anywhere we can stop and grab a bit of lunch.
All right. Is that what you guys are gonna do? Just gonna go walk around?
I mean, yeah, me and Branagor, I guess, are Felix and Cleese. Are you going to be joining us?
No, I think I'm going to check out the bottom of a vat of beer.
Keep doing what you do best, Cleese.
Yeah, I think I'll join you guys then. I might have an idea of how to roll something with your training. If you end up doing with that.
Okay. Well, it works with me. Well, suppose we can just put our bags in our rooms then. How are we rooming, by the way? Does anyone care about
Our
how
rooms
we're
have
matching it?
locks.
Yes. They all have locks. The windows all have locks.
Oh,
They
good.
seem to be. It's very well kept, very sturdy.
Let's see.
Well, then, yeah. Any cares about how we're going to be rooming?
No. Can empty bed and flop.
Well, I'll take this room with Cleese, I guess. Felix and Branagor, you can have the other then.
Works for me.
Okay, then let's just deposit our belongings and then we can be on our way.
Very good. So you do that, and you head out back into Fort Vignan. So you're looking for a stable master.
Yeah, at first, but also just kind of keeping an eye out for anything interesting, any notable buildings, or maybe a job board that's out in like a square or something.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you see, as you're coming down the street, again, it's very like heavy trade town. There's a lot of foot traffic here. It's probably gotten to the point of, let me see, you woke up, 2 hexes. I'm just thinking about what time it is. It's probably about 2 o'clock or so. given what you've traveled and what you've done. 2 to 2:30 ish. And so I suppose it depends what direction you're walking. Are you walking back towards the market? Or are you just kind of wandering around? Or are you asking people for where the stable master is?
Well, I figure we can walk to the market, take a look around. It's a rather open area. And if we don't see anything, we can stop for some food and ask a vendor about where a stable might be found.
Okay. So are you looking for anything in particular in the market? Or are you just kind of like browsing, or you're looking for mostly the stables?
I was just gonna like glance around, see if there's an obvious stable like within eyeshot of the market. But other than that, just look for something with a bit of food, like a stand or something.
Yeah, stable, job board, street food, I guess.
Yeah, so you do see that there is a stable kind of where the T is in market. See how it goes down to that craftsman area? Like that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So right kind of on the side of that building, right next to market, there's like a small stable house in there that you see.
Yeah.
As
Well,
for a
go ahead.
job board, um, you don't see any sort of job board. Like there's no like large sign that has you know, like job board kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You do notice that there is a like the guard here are all like patrolling, and they seem to be very friendly and professional. They seem to be keeping the streets pretty well and handling civil matters. Um, you haven't seen any like outbreaks of disputes or anything like that since you've been here anyway.
Okay. Well, would you two like to stop here in the market, get a bit to eat? It's starting to get late before we talk to the stable master.
I could take a bite.
Okay. So I guess we're just gonna start looking around for something that looks appealing to eat.
Yeah, that's not terribly hard here. You see there's a bunch of like, depending on what you're interested in, if it's more of a snack, uh, definitely the marketplace, there's all sorts of fruits and vegetables, like pretty much whatever you could want, they have. Raw materials, whatever you want, they could have. You do see, after looking around a little bit, there's like a smaller stand where he just has like a hot oven kind of going, kind of just like a fire and a hot top, and he's cooking various things, kind of like on request. Like people are bringing over like vegetables and whatever, and he just kind of chops them up and fries them up. Mostly just providing the service, it seems.
Well, are you two fine with stopping and getting some snacks, or do you want to try and find an inn off the market here where we can stop for a meal real quick?
No, I think snacks are fine for now. We did pay for dinner at the tavern, at the Silver Stag.
Oh, true.
That's true. But yeah, it is like 2:00, so I was figuring. I don't think we stopped to eat any kind of lunch, did we?
No, let's just grab some snack on the way and grab dinner once we get back.
Well, I'll try and look for something that has, a bit of a variety with snacks. Maybe some grilled meats or something.
Meat on a stick.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
But,
So is there's something like that around?
Yeah, you could probably find something like there's probably like a jerky vendor um, that could go ahead and like skewer up some on some kebabs, unless you're looking for like fresh meat. You could probably, if you're looking for that, you could find the meat and then probably bring it over to that guy who's grilling stuff. You could probably do it that way.
So, doesn't look like there's anyone cooking fresh meat except for the one over there, so I suppose we can grab um, just a few sticks and bits of grilled meat and vegetables. Does that
Yeah.
sound good with you,
Great.
Brandigo?
Yeah, I want to look for some deer jerky.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, it's really not a
Okay.
problem. There's a lot of stuff here, and now that you've kind of been in the marketplace enough to feel your way around, yeah, there's a jerky vendor. He just has like all various sorts, and you ask for some deer jerky, and he does have some left. Uh, it just cost a couple of coppers, probably like 8 copper or so. I suppose it depends what volume you're looking for, but like for just you, probably like 8 copper.
Okay, does anyone else want this, or are y'all gonna get something else?
I'll have some of that.
I'll see if I can get some fresh stuff and have the gentleman over there cook it for me.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I'll give the gentleman or whoever it is. I'll give him 2 silver for the jerky.
he tips his hat. Thanks. He looks kind of like a rougher, like got a big beard, more of like a huntery type.
I just nod.
Right. While they're doing that, I'm gonna look for somewhere that looks like it has just like some small like cuttings of chicken and some vegetables, pretty much. Just grab a few pieces of that. Enough for like a kebab or two.
Yeah, no problem. Costs you probably about the same, like 7 or 8 copper worth of everything.
All right, and I'll tip a little bit, just give a full silver.
Okay.
Then yeah, I'll just head off to the guy who's cooking stuff up for people. Go up to him and
Oh, what do we have here?
add just a bit of chicken and some vegetables, hoping that you could just fry it up so I can put it on this stick here. Just have a bit of a kebab.
You got it, brother. And he does it, and he actually has like some sort of like sauce. He kind of like twirls it around in his hand and like uh takes a spoon and like puts a tiny bit of glaze on the kebab. Puts like some salt and pepper on it afterwards, and here you go.
Thank you very much. How much for it?
Uh, be 3 copper.
3 copper. Here's
And
a silver.
it didn't take him long.
Looks good.
Yeah. Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, anything interesting going on in town here? Anything you've heard of?
Well, between you and me, I heard they're having some problems in the old salt mine. Not entirely sure, but I heard it's pretty bad.
Salt mines. Where's that? Out to the west?
It's not that far. Hold on 1 second. I'm confirming my map. It's probably about 5, maybe 10 miles north.
Okay. Is that owned by one of the local merchants, or is that owned by the lords in the castle over there?
A little bit of both. Yeah, it belongs to Clan Cineran.
I see. Well, thank you very much for that, and I'll just give him another silver, tipping that. Be on my way. Thank you for the food.
Come back anytime.
I'll just make my way back over to Felix and Brandegort. Well, got a bit of a tip on some work that might be done. Apparently some salt mines to the north, owned by the Clan Cineran, are having some pretty rough troubles. Something pretty bad based on what the cook over there said. Bring it
That
up
sounds
when I
interesting.
go visit them.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad of an issue to get in with the local nobility.
When I go do
Did
that,
he?
would you two like to join me?
Sure. Did that guy elaborate on the problem?
No, he didn't seem like he knew too much, but I didn't push either. So nothing other than that it's some pretty serious trouble up there.
Okay.
Didn't want to take up too much of his time, seems rather popular. But besides work for right now, just enjoy this bit of food before we go. Take care of the stable master. Yeah, I'll just really quickly eat my kebab, and I guess you guys are eating your jerky.
I
Yeah.
haven't had like
I'll
this in a
just.
while.
Hmm?
I used to live off stuff like this.
The life
Yeah.
of a student.
This is half of what I ever eat.
Yeah, a little before that, I used to steal the stuff from vendors like that when I was real young.
Do you know how to make it?
Uh,
It's not that hard. The hardest part is killing the deer.
I didn't really have that option. It's up in the. It was a pretty big city up Transport. Never really got outside until recently.
Yeah.
Franceport. That's way up north, right?
Way to the northeast. Big port town.
Yeah, not everyone is so fortunate to be able to have easy access to the outdoors and whatnot. What's it called? This kebab, though, is delicious. I've not had anything like this before, but I've frequently heard about it on my way up to the north here.
Yeah. I think it's more of a thing out west, if I remember correctly. I don't know.
Perhaps. Still do not know too much about this area.
Yeah.
Well, either way, if we're done eating, should finish things up with the stable master real quick.
Yep.
What's it called? As we're walking over there, does it look like it has like a big enough area where I can spend some time training the horse, or am I gonna have to take the horse outside the gates or into somewhere else where there's a big open space?
You would probably have to take it outside somewhere, just because it's very packed. Like the streets are packed. You could do it. It's not like you'd have to go miles outside of the
Right.
city. It would just like take a little bit. You go do it. So instead of taking an hour, it'd probably take like an hour and a half or so, maybe an hour, 45 minutes.
Does the looking over, since the temple is right there, do they look like they have some grounds that they may allow me to use if I give them, a bit of a donation?
It's mostly like whole like grave sort of land, like in the back. There's not a whole lot of real estate in the front, and you can see most of it is like there's like nice cobblestone like little walkway. It's not like an open patch of like field or anything, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. What's it called? Well, I don't think we're really going out and doing too much stuff for the rest of the session, so it shouldn't be a problem with that, right?
Yeah, I imagine if we just, I don't know, maybe head to the castle and find out what's going on there, then.
Yeah, we can do some role play, pretty much doing stuff in the city for at least the rest of the session.
There you go.
Should be plenty enough to fill and keep going.
Or let Dylan rest his
next
voice
session.
there. All right, guys. I will see you guys next Wednesday there.
Yep,
Right, bud.
take it easy.
All right.
Easy.
All right.
It's good seeing you again.
Alan, if you're looking for a place and you want to go outside the town, I'm more than happy to get out of here for a while.
Okay, that works. Just hoping for maybe a bit less space. I mean, we're not training it to run around. We're mostly just keeping it calm, getting it acquainted with me. I suppose we could do it inside, but maybe you're right. Maybe going outside will make it a bit easier.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable out there.
All right. Felix, do you still want to join us if we're heading out there, or would you rather spend your time today just wandering around the city a bit more?
I got nothing else to do. I'll follow. I'll tag along.
Okay, well, let's arrange for the stable first before we head out. Yeah, I'll just keep making my way to the stable, look if I can see the stable master, or if not, grab one of his or her apprentices.
Yeah, you see, so like a smaller stable boy comes over to you, and it takes him a second because he's already kind of guiding a horse. So he like puts it back into the stall and gets everything all set, and then hops over to you. Uh, Hello, uh, in for the night, in for the week.
Yes, for the week. We'll be here for about 7 days, so just need stabling for that long.
Okay, very good. That'll be 2 silver for the week.
2 silver? Very well. Here you are.
Thank you.
And a bit for you as well. I'll just give him a silver piece.
He just like very eagerly takes it and puts it in his pocket. Thank you. He bows his head.
Well, alright, keep what you're saying.
He just bows his head and goes to like take the reins.
Not quite yet, actually. We're doing a bit of training outside the town, but we'll be back in maybe 2 hours or so.
2 hours. Gotcha. Okay.
Have a good day, chap.
Bye.
Well, that was rather easy. Guess we should make our way outside. Don't want to be out too late.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay, I guess we just make our way outside.
Yeah, no problem. There's not much restriction here, at least in terms of like the gates, like from what you've seen. So you're free to pass, and you go out. I mean, I suppose it depends on what gate. Probably what would make most sense for you is either of them, really. Any of them.
Well, to the south looks like it's the smallest distance to get into somewhere open, so I guess we'll go there.
Yeah. So it takes you probably about 10 or so minutes, 15 maybe, to get over to the gate. You come out, and immediately outside there's like a small, like as you see it, a small grouping of hovels kind of a little ways down along the wall, a smattering of them, and to the right you can see the walls are larger, and this is where like the castle is. You can see the top maybe fifth of the castle just kind of peering up over the wall a little bit, just like the steeple, sort of, whatever you'd call them. Are they still steeples if it's a castle and not like a temple?
I mean, they'd be towers, I
Towers
guess.
are-
Spire.
Yeah, spires. Probably
Yeah, it's
better
fire.
term. Yeah, so you see like a spire poking out a little bit, just the tip of it. But anyway, yeah. So you come out and around, and it starts to open up like into farmland. Obviously, the more you go. So you're right now where you are, like pretty much right outside that gated area. You're pretty much free to do whatever.
Alright. So, Felix, you said you had maybe some sort of idea how you could help with the training?
So I was thinking earlier, if me and Brandigor are going to be firing off some magic in combat, it might be a good idea to get the horse used to that as well. Otherwise, in
That's
addition
true.
to sound of combat.
It's a very good idea.
I should certainly probably try to get him used to being comfortable around me if I'm going to be changing.
That's a good
very
idea too.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be I don't know, that big wolf thing. Imagine most animals
Yeah.
will scare at that.
Alright, well, rather convenient that you can speak to it then, Renagor, so we can at least let it know what's happening before we start the the fireworks, so to speak.
Okay. What's your horse's name?
Actually, I've been thinking about this actually. Slip. His name is Slip.
Okay.
What's the horse's name? What's the horse's name, Alan?
Slip.
Now you know how I feel.
Let me edit that real quick for the horse's name.
So I'll start ritual casting speak with animals, and it'll take me a while to get that off. Take me like 10 minutes.
Yeah, then while he's doing that, I'll just kind of pet the horse, get it, just like grab a few pieces of something out of my rations that it will be able to eat, like I don't know, just something. Just give it a little bit of food, just pet it while you're getting that ready. Maybe bring him over to Felix, just get the two acquainted a little bit, comfortable around each other.
Yeah.
All right. You can see it definitely takes like some coercion, but you manage to settle the horse down again. There's no like skill checks involved with this. It's just about making the horse comfortable with you, and obviously like the strange stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So over the course of again probably an hour of solid like exposure, you gotta kind of like expose the horse to the wolf a little bit. You ride a little bit and like clawing around on your armor and whatnot, as well as Felix kind of assists by casting some minor cantrips to get used to magic. And you can see at this point it's not like he's totally comfortable, but you've taken a few steps towards, like the horse is already familiar with you and has already possibly seen some of these things maybe from a distance. Probably not the shape change thing, but at this point you've definitely made progress. Not 100%, but
Yeah, so we're going from how many days am I at? 4 days, so now we're at 5 days.
yeah, and just you guys would know this, taking care of horses, and obviously Brandagor's a druid, and talking to the horse is really making things a lot easier, and just like rubbing his mane and giving him
Bit of
lots of
grooming and stuff.
like doing soothing things while he's in front of these various stimuli.
Should see about picking up a brush or something for it at some point.
Oh, in that vein, keep on and keep it calm, and I'm gonna try using prestidigitation to clean it of that. See how that works.
Okay.
Go
Try
ahead.
and keep him calm.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
make an
it's-
animal handling check at advantage.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the horse does not like that. He doesn't like dash off. I should call it by his name now, Slip. Yeah, Slip doesn't dash off or anything, but kind of like bolts like 5 or 10 feet and then like circles around and just like whinnying and like shaking the head and like did not like that.
I'm doing my best to calm him back down again. We can try again another time. Maybe when he's a couple days, give it until we try that again.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll warm up to you a bit more later.
The only other thing I want to try to do out there is just to see if I can, while I'm talking with animals, I want to try to get him to learn his own name. So if anyone calls him, especially Alan, by his name, even if they don't know speak with animals, that he knows like his name.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
Make
Useful.
make an animal handling check at advantage. I'm lowering. I'm actually gonna do it opposed to an intellect check for him. So radio.
Did you want me to do that? The roll?
Yes. Yeah. So you go ahead and make animal handling at advantage. So 18. Now radio. If you go into the horse's sheet, you should be able to click intellect or intelligence or whatever.
Okay.
Oh yeah, -1. Yeah. So um, I don't know if that would have been a good. I don't know. Originally, what I was planning to do is the animal handling versus the intelligence, but I don't know if that's the correct roll.
Doesn't quite.
Anyway, it was. I was gonna do like a contested thing, like can the animal understand? But honestly, no. I think it's fine. Like he got a decent animal handling check. He's not trying to do anything too difficult. So no, that's fine. So it takes a little bit, and you think Branagor that doing it for like another day or two, like it would like solidify that.
Okay.
All right. And yeah, pretty much. As we're going, I'm actually gonna pull out the whistle real quick, just see, since kind of forgot about it, but just since it already knows how to like come when it's called, I'm gonna try and use the whistle, just make sure it's got that down pretty much. So before we leave, just whistle it from a bit of a distance and call out Slip.
Okay. I can't remember. Is come one of the basic?
That was one of the 3 basic that you said.
Okay.
It would already.
It already has. Okay.
Yeah, move,
So,
stay, and come.
in conjunction with what Branagor was doing, we'll say that was kind of like happening in tandem. Like he was trying to teach the name and then use the come action when you were whistling, like trying to associate it all. Um, but you can see again, it doesn't have it 100%, but like you've started doing it. Like it'll like take a step and then take a step back, and then like it knows that there's something. But even with Branagor's help, it's like you guys are doing a lot. You know what I mean? Like exposing it to magic. You're, you know, whistling, trying to teach it its name. It's just kind of at this point a little overload.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like if you just keep working with it, especially with Branagor's help, it's making things go a lot faster.
Okay. Well then, I don't think we should be getting him too much more excited. We can take Slip on back to the stable master now and maybe look around the town a bit more before we head back to the Silver Stag.
Sounds good.
Okay. And at that point, I'm just going to get back up on Slip and start ever so slowly trotting our way back.
10-4 takes this about the same amount of time. Takes probably about 20 or 25 minutes or so to get back, because you went out a little bit while you were doing all this. And at this point, let me see, because you spent an hour. It's probably about dinner time, because you guys ate as well, so it's probably about 5:30ish. I would say roughly 5:36ish. See, the sun's crested over quite a bit, and again, while there's still light in the sky, it's more of like an orangey, not quite sunset, but
Okay.
you know.
Well, what's it called? Yeah, as we're at the stables, by the way, I'm just gonna like see if I can flag that same stable boy. Be like, so as long as you keep him well fed and well groomed, you might have a few more silvers in your future, boy.
Of course, and he kind of like jumps right to it. I could see before that he was just kind of like sitting, kind of like his hands in his pocket, just like watching over the horses. He really didn't have that much to do. You can see the stables are all pretty clean, but yeah. So he takes the horse by the reins, and what is your name, sir?
Alan Beaumont.
Okay. Beaumont? Bo Bone Beaumont?
Beaumont.
Beau
Beaumont's close enough.
Beaumont. Okay, Alan Beaumont. Okay.
Oh, um, sir, I don't have a name in these parts. What would you call me?
Uh, I get and you can see, you're towering over this little kid, and he's just like, I suppose I'd call you, just sir, uh, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Just careful not to terrify the young child, Bernagor.
He's I just to the child. He's not quite used to big city like stuff like this.
Well,
Or
this is
family fun.
usually how it works, though. I come to a new place and people give me names.
Interesting.
Huh.
Maybe you should go to the temple. Maybe they'll give you a nice fitting name.
That sounds good.
Yeah. You can stop by there a bit before we head on back if you want, or we can do it tomorrow maybe.
Do you want to hit the castle today and ask about those mines?
It's getting a bit late. We might want to stop in tomorrow during the afternoon instead. Maybe around the lunch hour.
Oh, fair enough.
Wouldn't want to impose on them while they're having dinner or something.
Fair.
And I might want to prepare some of my nicer clothes. Hopefully we'll not get held up at the gate at all.
Yeah, I might not be a bad idea for me to get some a little bit nicer traveler's clothes. Something a bit that's not just my old class robes.
Well, never hurts to have something more formal in your wardrobe. Yeah, so Branagor, if you want to stop by the temple, we can do that. Otherwise, I'm getting a bit hungry now. We might want to have our actual dinner.
Yeah, I'd like to go eat. I can get a name another time.
Okay, then now that Slip is all taken care of, let's just head back. Cleese is probably drunk himself to sleep already, so we can just have a quiet meal before going to sleep. No one has objections to that. Let's be on our way.
That sounds good.
All right. So it doesn't take long to make your way back to the Silver Stag, and you see Cleese is there. Just you see at this point he's got, I don't know how many in him. You probably don't know how many in him, but he's certainly red in the face. He's flirting with the barkeep.
Well, let's not ruin Cleese's fun.
That was about right.
And you kind of walk in as he's like, so what do you say? And gives like a wink, and you see the innkeep's kind of like, oh, oh, sorry, not today, and just like very gently lets him down, pats him, and kind of like takes his mug and like goes out back. Ha, good for nothing, Dragonborn. Just he starts to mumble to himself, and it's just kind of like.
Well, he looks like he doesn't want to be disturbed today, so let's just have our meal. He'll probably head up to our room in just a few moments. But besides that, I'll just walk kind of to the bar, just a bit away from him, where he probably won't notice.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you guys return upstairs and drop off your stuff, and um, it doesn't take long. Like, you can smell already, even when you come in. There's just like a very delicious, like herbal and vegetable sort of smell coming from the kitchen. And before too long, either you've gone downstairs or you're told um, that dinner is served, and you can see a lot of the guests are going to like the bar area, or they're going and kind of returning with their bowls, or um, in some instances you see the innkeep going and distributing. It's just kind of like a as you want. You serve yourself, and most of the people that she's serving seem to either be like higher class, or you see like a couple of older gentlemen.
Okay, I'll just go up and grab a plate and take a seat.
Yeah, be doing the same.
And just follow along, yeah. Just grab a plate. No fuss. No need for any more rumors right now, really. So just sit on down, just start having my meal.
So you want to go tomorrow to see the nobles?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it tomorrow afternoon. Early afternoon, maybe. Would you
Okay.
like to join as well, Renivor? And Felix?
Yeah, I'll tag along. I'm not gonna say anything though. I I don't really belong there. In fact, I probably look a little bit different when we go, but I do want to tag along.
Yeah,
Alright.
I if I do come, I don't expect me to. I That's the far from what I've grown up with.
That's fine. I can do the talking if need be. And, yeah, Renivor, do not worry. We can, you can pass off as a Stoke, so easy enough.
Okay, and
Strong silent type.
we can probably find out more information about. Or is that why you're going to find out more information about the salt mine?
A little bit of that. A little bit of just a common courtesy, just letting the local noble house know that I've entered the town and won't be stirring up trouble.
Oh, okay.
But besides that, Felix, you were talking about grabbing some nicer clothes. Did you want to do that tomorrow before we headed over to the castle?
Um, yeah, it's not quite. And I've been essentially wearing my old, like, school robes as my normal stuff. And we've been traveling for a while, so not in the best condition.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
pretty
I don't
smelly.
really feel like this is quite appropriate for going to see a noble house.
Well, I'm sure we can find something in town. Seems like a
Yeah.
very mercantile place. Shouldn't be too hard.
And these are also not quite meant for hard travel. It's
I'm
more
sure
classroom studying kind of deal.
a good clothier can get you some traveling clothes. Should be good enough for just a quick introduction, but if you want something nicer, I'm sure they'll have that as well.
Yeah, we can find something.
Besides that, was there anything you all wanted to do tomorrow? Felix, I figure you would be interested in searching for some kind of magic shop where you can find ingredients or books.
Wouldn't be a bad idea to figure that out ahead of time.
Well,
There's
while we're
nothing
looking,
particular I need at the moment, but
never hurts to know where to find things.
yeah, I'm always on the lookout for some interesting texts.
Well, I'm sure we'll find it while we stumble around looking for a clothier of some sort. Let's go.
read.
Well, if there's nothing else to plan, I think I'm going to head off to sleep.
Yeah, we've been traveling a bit today. Busy day. Go to bed too.
Brendan, are you staying down here for a bit, or are you also going to sleep?
No, I'm gonna go to sleep too. I don't have anything I want to do.
Alright, well, good night, I suppose. And just make my way upstairs. Just start shucking off all the gear that I've been wearing all day. And just lay down.
All right. Any other rituals before bed, or is everybody settling in for the night?
I'll be reading a little bit before bed, but that's it.
Same here. Just going over the herbalist book.
All right. Cool. Go ahead and for the herbalist book, just go ahead and make a probably an intellect check. Actually, you can go ahead and make a wisdom check, I suppose. All right, cool. Let me note that down. So you get quite a bit of leeway, especially because like yesterday you had a lot of like relating the book to what you know. So now that you kind of know like the structure of the book and what you're looking for and things like that, you start picking out like, oh, I know what this one is. I know what that one is. I know what this one is. And you spend your night kind of flipping through and not necessarily memorizing what everything does, but seeing like you have a few common ones that you know what they are and what they do, and you've related quite a bit of what you know to what's in the book.
Okay, cool.
And as for Felix, you're just kind of, are you going through the arcane winds?
Yeah,
book?
yeah. I'm going to the arcane winds now.
Okay, so there's just a lot like you're reading. It's fairly massive and dense, um, and it's essentially on like everything from myths and theories, or folklore, anything about the astral plane. There's some about what they know about it, and just the fact that like you're learning that it's just like this ever expansive, essentially arcane plane of just of randomness, unpredictability. There's just like magical portals that go, essentially there's rifts to all of the planes in the astral plane. There is just like magic untamed is like the best description of the astral plane.
Yep. Okay.
And you as a character, you just start really learning about a lot of the things that are in there. And again, as the book says, the astral winds are like they just blow through essentially these magical winds that are kind of almost like a magical sandstorm or whatever, and they'll just like sweep you off or do random magical effects to you. And they just run rampant throughout the astral planes. They're random. They're like torrents of raw magical energy.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's mostly what you guys learn, and you go off to bed.
Cool.
And, when you awake, you're greeted with like a strong smell of like tea and coffee and breakfast. You see a Cleese still slumped over from the night before, for all those who make it downstairs.
Well, I don't know. As I'm getting up, I'm just gonna make myself ready for the day. I'll put on my my nice noble clothing instead. Won't put on my chainmail, and won't take my shield either. Just my long sword, and just grab my signet ring and scroll of pedigree. Just some of my nicer things. Bring them with me.
All right, 10-4. Are you going alone, or is everybody going?
I'm just gathering, just getting ready for the day in general. I'm not like heading out yet.
Oh, okay. 10-4.
Yeah, I come downstairs, prepare, get breakfast.
Same, and I see Cleese, and I'm like, that's why I slept good. All the snoring was down here.
Oh, I know. As you say that, as you're coming down the stairs, you see the Dragonborn in keep. She's like, very like rolls the eyes. She's bringing a tray of what looks to be little like almost like pigs in a blanket looking, like little like finger sausages and whatever.
How much will it be for breakfast?
Ah, we'll say the first one's free. Your friend, let's just say he built up a bit of a tab.
I'll
Alright.
take it.
Alright, very well.
Thank you.
Uh, by the way, what's your name?
Hi, dear. Uh, my name is mixing up my voices here. My throat's getting very caca. Hold on just a second. My name is Derminiar Livarina. At your service.
Uh, could you say that one more time?
Yes, Delminiar Livarina.
Okay.
You can call me Delminiar. Your choice.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Dell. This breakfast has been great.
Yes, indeed. It's delicious.
Well,
Dell,
thank you.
can I ask you a favor?
Of course.
Uh, can you give me a name? What would I look like? What do I look like to you?
A name. Well, that is something I haven't heard in a long time. A request. Okay. Come with me. And she
Okay.
kind of takes you by the hand out back. And she sits you down at like a smaller table and kind of rolls up her sleeves, and you can see she has all sorts of these like various markings, like tattoos and sigils and things on her, but they're very like delicate, and they're just kind of like just beautiful looking. You see quite a few of them. They're not all over her body, but in various places you see like different sigils and runes and whatnot. Let me see. Give me your hand.
Okay. I extend my hand.
She takes it in hers and kind of like puts her second hand over yours, and like traces your hand a little bit and closes her eyes. You seem to be one who has had a rough journey so far, who will continue to have a rough journey. One who travels, one who is destined.
One who travels.
I
Is that to be my
the
name?
No. The name I give you, Kimbatul.
Kimbatul?
Kimbatul, yes. is one who travels.
Okay. Thank you. Let me you want some coin for this? I don't know what you just did to me, but is it
She puts her hand
it's
up
like
and she's like, no, no. There is much to a name. A name has power. But a name also has destiny. And
okay.
hopefully I have opened your eyes to yours.
All right. Kimbatul it is.
Kimbatul.
And can I spell that out in chat? I just want to make sure I got that. Is it all like one word?
It's got apostrophes. No.
Oh, oh, okay, cool. I was way off.
Not really.
Okay, cool.
Although, I mean, I suppose you don't really know what the spelling is, so however you want to spell it is fine.
That sounds cool. All right. Thank you, Dell.
She nods. You take care of your new name, and it will take care of you.
All right, and thank you for the breakfast. I'm gonna go chow down some more.
She smiles. Of course.
And yeah, I'll just go back inside and join the others.
10-4.
So, you mentioned that before. What's the deal with getting a name in new places?
Furball, in the woods where I come from, we don't really have names. Um, it depends on who you're talking to, um, such as my father's splintered trunk, uh, but someone else may know him as something else. My brother is known as Silent Shadow, but that's not what my father calls him. So the the naming of things is something that I've never really. I don't want to say I haven't caught on to. It's not like I don't understand it, but it's just not part of where I'm from. So the people at Shen, yeah, Shen, they someone gave me that name a long time ago. And that's what I'm known there, Brannigore.
Huh.
So
That's interesting.
I figured that's how it would. I thought that's how it goes. People give you a name, so I ask for names when I get to new places. But I kind of like this name. I don't know.
Well,
I guess
if you
that
want
kind of
us,
makes sense.
if it's what you want us to refer to you as, we can refer to you as Kimbatul.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever you want.
It
I
rolls
don't
off
care.
the tongue, sure, but it's kind of long. Uh, eh, I'll think about it.
Okay, well,
Let us
let
know.
us know. Well, anyways, as for today, our plans then, I suppose we should head out somewhat early today, try and find the clothier, Renago, were you looking to get any clothes, or are you going to stick to your current wear?
I would like to change, but perhaps you could give me some suggestions. I can just uh, kind of alter my appearance in any way I see fit. Well, not in any way, but I was thinking of just being more like a sort of like a guard. Uh, Perhaps put on some plate mail or chain mail. I could be like a guard from your house or something.
Mm, if you wish, that that should suit fine. It'll keep you from having to talk if you don't want to.
That's perfect.
Very well, you can do that then, and me and Felix can go look for the clothier, and you can join us, of course, if you want.
Okay.
So just before I forget, I want to know how many days there are until the meeting. So
6 now,
It'd
right?
be sick. Yeah.
6 as of today.
Yes,
Wait.
and that includes going over there, right?
Because I remember at the beginning of the sesh, there was what? How many was there? Was there 10 left? No, there's 8, right?
It was
There
8,
is,
including the travel from Kermont to Fort Vignan.
Okay, so
or no, I
really it
thought it
was
was
11.
8 discluding. Yeah, it was 11 really.
Yeah, 8.
It was 11 technically.
8 plus the travel.
So it took you 1 day, then you stopped. So that's 10. And then you just had yesterday. Okay. So as of today, there's 9.
Yes. Yeah, I think you're right.
Till you need to be there, and it's going to take about a day out from
Mhm.
Fort
Oh,
Vignan.
okay.
I just want to remember before we get swept up into something else and be like, oh shit, I didn't do the math and blah blah blah.
Oh, we missed it. Damn. No,
Oh
it'll be
yeah,
fine.
because you never know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Continue.
Okay, so clothier?
Yes, actually, is Dell in the room with us still?
You can see she's going back and forth. She's serving some people like breakfast, or mostly, again, it's a lot of it is self-serve. She is taking the time to serve like elderly or maybe more wealthy of the patrons, but for the most part, she fills up like big things of coffee and big things of tea, and like people just kind of almost on tap.
Okay, then while she's like not in the middle of doing something in particular, I'll just call it to her. Dell, a question real quick.
Hi, uh, what can I do for you?
Do you happen to know of any clothiers, or my friend here, Felix, can get maybe some traveling clothes and some nicer clothes as well?
Ah, I do. It depends. What does your, do you have a particular taste? Are you looking for high fashion? Uh,
No, more practical. Practical traveling robes.
practical, okay. Well, yes. Let me see here. Practical. You're going to want to go over by the, hold on here, I'm pulling up the map. Okay. You're going to want to go to the, I should say, the end of the market. Um, there is a sort of the craftsman's circle at the end, and in there there's quite a few various craftsmen, and one of which you will want to seek out is a small uh, elven elven woman, uh, Eletha Embers.
Elitha Embers.
Yes.
Got it.
And do tell her that Dell sent you. She should give you a discount.
Thank you. We will.
Of course.
Right. Well,
Good luck.
thank you for the recommendation.
She bows.
All right. Well, if that is all, I suppose just as soon as we finish this meal, we can head on out.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So she has brought out like various things. Like I said, she brought out a lot of those like finger kind of sausages, wrapped in like biscuits. She's brought out biscuits as well as just like various cut up fruits and vegetables, um, like some carrots and celery. You know, just like finger foods really, as well as just like sliced apples and like oranges and whatnot.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna presume they ate some of those like hot dog type things while Brandon is out getting his new name. So I'll just grab a few biscuits, pretty much, and a bit of a drink of tea.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys take a little bit, whatever, 20 minutes, half an hour, as long as it takes for you to just, mingle and wake up and start your day. And then you head out towards the Craftsman's Circle.
Okay. So once we get close, we'll start asking around for Elitha Embers.
Yeah, it doesn't take terribly long. You go down the end. It's almost like a large alleyway, the beginning of which is where the stables are. You see the young boy kind of like waves at you. He stands up and waves at you, and then like goes back to just like looking over the horses. And you go down towards the end where the craftsmen are, and you can see it's like just like this very nice cobblestone area. All the buildings are like just very fancy and very well done. All the signs are well done, and again, it just comes around almost like a cul-de-sac. And there's just like all sorts of different businesses in here that seem to be higher end. So it doesn't take you very long uh, to come across the silver thread, which seems to be one, if not the only, tailor that's there.
Well, Felix, I'll let you take the lead, seeing as you're purchasing the clothes.
Yep. I head in the. Is it a shop or like a stall kind of thing?
No, it's a shop. Like it has a door. It has like everything on this street is less of like the open marketplace and more of like business.
Okay. Then I head in the door.
So you open the door and then there's just like a small silver bell rings to, uh, you know, let them know that you're here. One moment, one moment. And
Yes.
you see a probably like 6'5" or so, like a fairly tall, um, slender, half elven woman. She has just like braids, almost of like silver in her hair, just like long and flowing. She has like a long, like elegant gown. And as you look through the store, you can see like there's some finer pieces in the back, and then a lot of it is like uh, some of it is like leathers, some of it is like traveling clothes, comfort clothes. You see a lot of um, like very comfortable looking and baggy like cotton trousers and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, yes. How may I help you today?
Hi. So we were talking to Dell at the Silver Stag Inn, and
Oh,
she
Dell, how is
recommended.
she doing? It's been so long.
She seems to be doing well. We just came into town and we're staying at her inn, which seems to be having some pretty good business.
She is she's just amazing, isn't she? Such a
Yes.
sweetheart.
Yeah, she's quite the person. Um, but the reason I'm here, so I'm a traveler of the arcane persuasion, and it seems my old school robes aren't quite holding up to travel, and it seems we're going to be trying to have a meeting at the castle later. So it
At,
seemed appropriate to find some more appropriate attire for both.
I dare say so. At the castle. What business do you have there? And you can see she's just kind of like lifting up your arm and like looking at the what you're wearing.
I'll speak up a bit. This might be I intend to go pay my respects to the local lord, and we're also inquiring about a bit of trouble up north.
Ah, the salt mines, no doubt.
Indeed, we've heard a little bit about it. Do you know a bit more, perhaps, about what exactly the troubles are there?
Not much. Just that miners have gone missing. They seem to have been having trouble in production. That's the most that I've gleaned.
I see.
Hmm.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out more when we're visiting the lords.
Well, why don't we pretty you up then?
Yes.
Uh,
Um,
so what is it that you're looking for? Any style in particular? Uh, my
um,
choice. Um, I can suggest.
I mean, my preference for traveling attire is some heavy robes. Perhaps something in the browns. Lots of pockets. Pockets. Um, definitely. I have many, and I start kind of fiddling around and kind of stuff, and start pulling out random like accoutrement. I got
Yeah.
all this stuff. More pockets would be very helpful. Something very practical uh, for a traveling person of my nature.
Pockets. Sure, okay. And she like helps you pick out a few things and finds you like, just a basic set of like traveler's clothes, just like very simple brown linen pants. And she asks you, do you also need footwear?
Um, do I have decent footwear? I don't know. Um,
She looks down and goes, huh, oh, yes,
I mean,
you you do need some footwear.
yeah, I have been on these since for quite a while. I didn't have that much money at school, so
Well, we will hook you up today. And she brings you over to like there's just various boots and whatnot. And she just kind of takes you around and around the shop. She shows you some of the finer pieces like the silk, and she's like, oh, she like puts it in front of you, like oh yeah, ooh, that looks amazing. And it's like okay, and she hangs it back up and brings you over to more like what you're looking for. So after that small montage, you have a set of you know new traveling clothes. Again, they're nothing fancy, but like you were looking for, like they're functional. They have a lot of pockets. They're clean, of course. They're comfortable.
excellent, excellent. What do I owe you for all this?
Well, for starters, is your friend here? getting anything?
Branagor, Alan, did you need to get anything?
Um, hmm. For now, my current clothes should suffice, though I may stop in again later to have a few. Actually, you know what? Yes, let's. I have a few things with the crest of my house that I've gotten recently, but a new set of formal wear. Of course, it won't be ready today, but just something to commission for you. Another set of formal wear, similar to this, uh, just a loose white shirt, surcoat, but that has my family crest on it, and I'll just sketch that out real quick for her. Tell her the colors. Like it's a blue in the top left here, uh, orange, yellow here in the bottom right. Just if you could have this on the surcoat, that would be very appreciated. And how long do you figure something like that would take?
Oh, very nice. I like it. Um, well, I have plenty of supplies here. Um, and to be honest, not much of a workload. I could probably have it finished. Um, well, depending on if you need anything else tailored, probably by the end of the day tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I do not believe I need anything else right now, but it would be greatly appreciated to have another set.
Of course. So, how's about you, um, sir? And looks over at you, Branagor.
Oh, I noticed you had some leathers back there. Do you have? Is that just informal wear or formal wear? Like, is it suited for combat?
Well,
I'm. I'm. I'd be interested in maybe some armor if you have some leather armor, like studded leather. But it I prefer it to be fastened with things that aren't made of metal, if that's possible.
I see. Um, well, armor is not necessarily my forte, but there is another gentleman here in the circle who could probably help you out. He might even have something for you.
Okay, I'll give him a try.
Of course. And she points down the like kind of out the door, and probably about, I don't know, somewhere to the right, like 3 or 4 businesses down. You kind of just gleam in the window, like the mannequins. Like there's armored up mannequins. You see one has like plate armor, one has like leather armor. You're gonna want to go see that gentleman over there,
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Iliot Webb.
Okay.
And now for you.
Before I finished up, cloaks. I'd like to add a nice cloak to this as well.
Well, how nice are we talking?
Still very practical, but something to keep the rain off, and
Oh,
rain off, keep the natives off. That just adds to the overall traveling magic uh, appearance.
she leads you over to a section that has like various cloaks. I mean, it's not like Walmart, but there's there's a pretty okay selection. And she goes through a couple of things, and she pulls out one that's, you can feel it's a lot thicker, and it has like on the outside, uh, just very nice, almost felty hide, and then on the inside it's very like lush and warm.
Perfect.
Perfect. I agree.
Okay.
So,
How much for the lot?
for the lot, um, I would normally charge 2 gold pieces, but considering you were sent from Dell, and you are all quite charming, I suppose I could part for 1 gold.
Done. Done. Thank you very much. This
See,
will be put to good use.
and how much for the commission?
Well, what sort of materials do you need? Do you need it silk? Do you need it? Um, that's mostly the deciding factor.
Silk for the shirt. However, the surcoat something a bit heavier. Maybe a nice cotton.
Well, I can work fast. I have the materials. I would say, again, given you're Dale's friend and you bought some other things, I would say for a fine pair of clothes like that's about 12 gold.
12 gold. I see. That's plenty good. Actually, just one last thing to add on to that. A small streamer for my lance would be greatly appreciated. In the same 2 colors, the blue and the orange yellow.
Sure, that won't be much of a problem. That can get
Okay.
thrown in there. It's okay.
All right. Thank you then. Here, I'll pay you. Go ahead and pay you in advance. Here's a bit more for your trouble. Thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen. And she graciously accepts. Well, uh, if you don't have anything else, I must get going to make sure I can hit my deadline.
Thank you very much for your time.
And thank you for your business.
Well, let's head on out. Find the armor for Barnacle.
And as you're heading out, you can see she pulls out. She has like a large, like I'm trying to think what you call it, like almost like an easel, like the giant sketch pads. She has like something like that, and you see she's just like very quickly sketching like an outline of a human torso, and she like starts putting like measurements on it. Okay, and then Brandagor, you want to go visit the armorer?
Yeah, I just want to stop by and see if he has something, that, maybe some studded leather or something. But I am, I'm like 7 feet tall, so I'm not expecting much.
Okay. So you walk in. It's also open. This one has like just like a really large like gong 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 bell, and you see sitting kind of behind the counter, like dead in front of you, probably like 10 or 15 feet. Um, you see just like this lumbering half-orc gentleman. He's just like over his workbench. He's doing something, and he picks his head up and turns around and, hey, what?
Hi, are you? Oh, sorry.
Looking for anything in particular?
Yeah, are you Eliot Webb? Aletha sent me over here. I was looking for some armor, but she sent me to your shop. I was just wondering if you had anything that was perhaps studded leather, but perhaps a bit special made. The only thing special about it is usually in the past when I've looked for some, they're fastened with bits of metal, and I was wondering if you could make it without the metal.
Without the metal? Hmm. I can't say I've had anybody ask me that before. Well, and he goes over and he kind of like puts his hand out to shake your hand. He gets up from his table and is walking towards you.
I will shake his hand.
Well, uh, I'm always up for a good challenge. And as you see, he's kind of like standing pretty much exactly level with you. Dude's pretty, he's like jacked, but he's also like, he's just like tall. He's a big guy. Not often I get to make leathers for people of our size.
Truth. It's there don't seem to be many other half orcs around here, or Furbog for that matter. I don't think I've seen another one in town.
Yeah, I can't even say I know what that is. The first I've seen.
We live in the forest down south.
Oh, I think I've heard of you. Forest folk. Yeah. I've never seen one before. Thought it was all just, fairy tales and... Well, I guess not. So,
Yeah, we don't get out much.
well, if you need protecting, I'm the guy to come to.
Okay. Well, if you happen to have some, or if you can make some, I would be interested in purchasing some.
Well, I can tell you right now, I don't have anything for someone of your size, but I can certainly make it. Another thing that's going to be peculiar is the no metal studs. I'm thinking I might be able to use, I don't know, something like like bone. But even that, I'm not sure how it's gonna hold up.
If I were to get some bone for you, um, would that help?
Well, it may go a long way. It's gonna need to be something sturdy and strong, that's for sure.
Okay. We might be going up to the mines up north. I don't know what's up there. We don't have much information yet, but I'll keep an eye out and see if there's anything good. Other than that, in about a week or so, we're going to go crack some knoll heads, and as uncomfortable as it sounds, I could. I don't know. What do you know about knoll bones? Are they pretty good? They strong? But I could try to get some bones, or some other material. I'm not sure. I really haven't thought much about it yet. But I'm going to be in town for at least a week, uh, so I could brainstorm a bit.
Hello? You
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
you,
hear.
but Dylan's just not
He might be
responding.
having
Oh.
like a coughing fit or something.
Oh, okay.
It's like always frantically looking up the material properties of null bones.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I bet you was also thinking of me going clothing shopping today, so.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Scored.
Odd.